about him right away.
Yeah.
Well, Dieter, it's our great year-end show, and we have some great year-end artwork. It brings us from the 80s into the modern day. We look like replicants.
Exactly. From Tron, Rob. Even with looks a little like
it's very Tron-esque.
Yeah.
So who made this?
Alec Deacon.
Alec Deacon did a fine job. I'm a big fan of his. So what do you say we start this show?
Yeah.
Would you like to do that?
Let's hit the road, Jack.
Okay, we'll hit the road, Jack. That's kind of like in The Fisher King. Hit the road, Jack. Well, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, gentle beings, kind souls, however you identify across the 28 known galaxies, this is the last Let's Get Physical Media show for the year. Yeah. Well, greetings, imagination connoisseurs. Once again, it is I, your Duke of Dope Discourse, your master of fun and wonder, your viceroy of verisimilitude, pharaoh of physical media. Call me what you want. Call me other names that I can't even speak aloud, because many people do. This is Let's Get Physical Media, episode 130-something. But, it doesn't really matter. Year in, year out, day in, day out, week in, week out. I bring you the very best all the way from Saarbrücken, Deutschland. My favorite German, your favorite German, everyone's favorite German, Mr. Dieter Bastian. Dieter, how was your Christmas? Was it happy? You guys say happy Christmas in Europe.
Yeah, it was fine, Rob. And considering just one thing for Christmas, one of the greatest things about doing the show with you is to have new contacts. And one of my contacts, Eric van Schoor, who is one of the part of the Hope and Glory team who does the Mad Max fan film, did send me something, Rob. He wrote a graphic novel called The Red Night, Die Rote Nacht. And he did send it to me, signed it.
Oh my God, you have your own picture on the front. Wait, there's art. He drew a picture of you?
Yes, Rob, yes.
That's phenomenal. Look at how good you look, man.
Yeah. And he did write and draw the whole thing. So
and it's a hardcover?
Yeah, it's a hardcover. It's hardcover.
What the hell?
Yeah.
How come I get nothing? I get no love, man. No, and I'm the graphic novel collector here. I'm the hardcover guy.
Exactly. So, Eric, thank you very much for this great present. And first order of business, Rob. Are you happy now, Rob?
Wow.
Are you happy now? God damn it, Rob.
Wow.
Premium British beer.
Okay, I got a flex.
So prost.
I got a flex for you. Would you like to see my flex?
Yeah.
Now, I can't say where this came from or how I acquired it. Okay. And I don't know if you could call it physical media. But, and I'll leave it up to people to decide whether or not this is a genuine article. Here is the dedication plaque for the Enterprise G. Now, in case anyone wanted to know about its authenticity, you can see, if I worked in an art department on some specific TV show, maybe I would make something that looked somewhat like this. Constitution 3 class starship.
Was this your Christmas present, Rob?
You know what? I don't know where this came from. I don't know how I have it.
Okay.
I'm just saying that somehow it's in the Rob Observatory.
It did find its way.
It's kind of like life, man. Life finds a way. So there you go, buddy.
On the other front, Rob, this one, you will get one too. From my boss, Patrick, who made these.
Okay, that, I forgot where that art came from. That is dope. That Patrick's living room. Okay. We got to sell those. We got to put those in the store, man. We got to put those in the store. Put them in the store.
Especially for this episode, it's fitting, Rob, because we have a face-off, considering the best, or like we said, our favorite releases of this year. Which, on the one hand, Rob, is my favorite show to do in the whole year, and the most pain in the ass show to do, because it requires the most preparation.
Yeah.
You have to go through the shopping list, then pick it out, make your list. What is in the top 10? What is honorable mention? And then you chisel away, you fine-tune, you comb through the list to make it just perfect. Just perfect. So I love the show and I hate it at the same time because it is as much preparation, more preparation than the usual.
Well, I agree with you. I do want to give a shout out at the top of the show to two great companies that have supported us throughout the year. And a shout out to Matt and to everybody at Kino Lorber. Not only have they been putting out bangers on 4K, not only did they put out things like Usual Suspects, which has my own documentary work on it, and we'll get to that later, but I want to thank everybody at Kino Lorber for having great sales, for putting out silent films, classic films, films in 4K. I don't know what their business model is, but God bless Kino Lorber. And I want to thank Matt over there in Publicity for contacting us. He got me one of my favorite interviews I did on Robservations, was with Greg Lemley of the Lemley's Theater chain. And that great documentary that they put out that I would encourage everybody to see, only in theaters. Now, I know people can say, well, Rob, that's on DVD. Look, Kino Lorber is still putting out DVDs. They're putting out great documentaries. The Tom Wolfe documentary they just put out, they put this out. And I want to thank Kino Lorber for not only supporting this channel through their generous review copies, but also for someone like Matt to reach out and actually get me an interview with a storied figure in the LA theater community and thinking of us to do that interview and to support a movie like this that Kino Lorber is putting out. That way above and beyond. So I want to thank Kino Lorber, and let's all celebrate the fact that we have Face Off in 4K.
It's on its way. It's on its way. I didn't get mine yet, but it's on its way.
Face Off in 4K in Germany. Anyway, that's a little reference to the producers, but people are like, what? Anyway, so thank you, Kino Lorber. On the other hand, I would also like to thank a great big shout out to the legendary George Feltenstein, and I want to thank his entire team at Warner Brothers and at Warner Archive for, another banner year. I consider, even though Warner Archive is still Warner Archive, it is still kind of a boutique label, and George Feltenstein has made it a very bespoke. If there's a Savile Row Clothiers, the equivalent in physical media, I don't even know if you could make that leap, but if there was, George Feltenstein would be the Kingsman. He would be that guy. He'd be like in the Kingsman movies, dressed in a incredible suit, bringing us a king character. That's right, bringing us. They've had a banger year from their Looney Tunes releases to modern. They're moving more the Julian Schnabel film they put out, and then all of their classic, the Fritz Lang releases they put out. They have done. They've had in terms of a company fulfilling its mandate, Warner Archive crushed it this year, as opposed to their big brother at Warner Brothers, who didn't. Did they have a 100th anniversary this year? Because I think maybe we got like 10 releases. They should have put 100 films out in 4K. That's what I would have done. But you know what? All these mergers. People forget the business of film. You know who didn't? Warner Archive and George Feltenstein and everybody who works at Warner Archive. For their bit rates alone, they deserve to be lauded. And I'm looking forward to their 2024. So congrats to Warner Archive. And then those are people that have directly supported this channel, so thank you for that. But I also want to give a massive shout out, and we'll talk about this later, to all of the boutique labels that are doing banger work that I'm sure we're going to slavishly drool over in the coming hours. So
This is especially what this show is for.
Yeah, we're going to drool over everybody. So if you work at a boutique label, prepare to get wet.
I hope
perhaps that's not an enticement to watch the rest of the show.
We don't forget any boutique label.
Yeah, well, and if we do forget you, it's just because we're idiots. And there has been 2023 has been a banger year for physical media. We have been we live. It was the best of times. It was the worst of times. As Best Buy has moved all their physical media out, we're no longer going to get exclusive steelbooks from them. The boutique labels have rushed in to fill that void, and thank you to all of them. They're doing incredible work. I mean, my God, I've got stacks of stuff that I want to talk about. And I want to point out that I am not going to give a best of list, because I started doing it and I'm like, a best of list is, I don't think, like 10 titles. No, I want to talk about the best releases of 2023 on the whole and celebrate the great work. I mean, you know what? I was going to show the Vinegar Syndrome Showgirls disc, but people would,
it is on my list, Rob.
Okay, let's first of all I got a lot of Vinegar Syndrome to show. Let me just say, Vinegar Syndrome again. One of these, come on, Roadhouse and Showgirls in a year. MGM should be proud, and we might talk about other things that Vinegar Syndrome's put out.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I just want to give a shout out to all the boutique labels. This particular episode is going to celebrate the syndicate, celebrate those great shows or companies and whatever they're putting out shows. We're the show, but we've had a great year. So
yeah, definitely
a great.
And Rob, I have one letter to read, which is pretty fitting considering the last show today. Let me just see if I can put it up here. Why won't you scroll down? Oh, this is not the letter. Here it is. It comes from our friend Malachi. And he writes, "Hi Robert and Dieter, Happy New Year's 2023. 2020. Sorry, let me rephrase that. Hi Robert and Dieter, Happy New Year's. 2023 was a great year for 4K. I was thinking the other day about movies I want to get on physical media that I know are not great films, yet I like them. Here are my 10 flawed films: Mars Attacks, Day of the Dead, George Romero, of course, The Crazies remake, Dark City, Interview of a Vampire, Gangs of New York, Eyes Wide Shut, RoboCop 2, Pearl Harbor, and Devil's Rejects. Robert and Dieter, if you had a few flawed films, which ones would you like to see on 4K, live long and prosper?" First off, Malachi, I went through your list and I thought, what are you talking about?
Me too.
Considering
flawed films.
Not great films. The only thing I would add were perhaps Pearl Harbor, the director's cut, instead of just the theatrical cut. But other than that, for me, this is totally a fine list. And you asked us about our films we would like to see in 4K that we know are perhaps not that good. And then that will bring me to my first honorable mention.
First of all, can I just say, how is anyone, and I mean this with great respect, how is anyone worried about their flawed films list when they're talking to you? I'm just saying.
Exactly, Rob.
I mean,
exactly, Rob.
And I mean this with nothing but love, buddy. Nothing but love.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
And
that's why I bring out the first honorable mention, Rob, which is, of course, from Vinegar Syndrome. Undefeatable, the movie that's so bad, it's totally entertaining. And how could we even get something like this in 4K, Rob? How is that even possible?
Bruh.
Thanks to Vinegar Syndrome. So, first honorable mention goes to Undefeatable.
Honorable mention? I mean, come on. Okay.
Yeah.
I will start out. One of the great things about certain physical media releases of the year, they make me reassess my opinions of movies. Now, everyone knows I love Second Sight. As a matter of fact, Second Sight out of the UK, I might have a brand new Second Sight title to show later. Who knows? Maybe, I don't know. But they put out everything people should just buy everything that Second Sight puts out. just because not only are there transfers, I mean, they'll take a 4K transfer from someone else and tweak it and make it better. A movie that I thought was, I loved the first 45 minutes. I didn't love it in the theater. I saw it in the theater. I went Saturday morning with my friend Dave Hargrove to see this film. They put it out this year. The transfer, the picture quality was astonishing. And I just want to say that it follows. I don't love this movie, but watching this stunning, and I'm not going to open, I've shown this before. I won't open all the packaging, but this is a chunky boy, as Justin from Justin's Collection would say. This shows the level. I mean, they put out things like Crimes of the Future, George Romero's Martin. I don't know if that was last year or this year. I mean, everything that Second Sight puts out is worth buying. I don't care what it is. You should just buy, support them. They're, to me, one of the great physical media companies ever. And they're putting out, I mean, we got Frontiers from them this year. We're getting High Tension from them. They put out the Ginger Snaps trilogy. I know people are like, well, Rob, I only like the first one. Don't care. Buy their Ginger Snaps trilogy. Great stuff. They're putting out, and we have to wait. I mean, everyone else is in line before them, and that was the deal they made. I get it, but buy their copy of The Hitcher. They're putting out Possession coming up. God bless them. God bless Second Sight. And let's all remember, they put out my favorite physical media release ever, which is their Dawn of the Dead. So you go, Second Sight. If you were a girl, I would kiss you. But I don't. Can you anthropomorphize a home video company into a human being? I mean, let me put it this way. If Second Sight was a girl, Second Sight would be Farrah Fawcett Majors as Holly in Logan's Run. Or maybe Jenny Agutter in Walkabout, which they also once put out. So I'm just going to say, I'll leave that on that table. I don't know what that's going to do to me. The Jenny Agutter thing might get me a little bit canceled, but who knows? Thank you, Second Sight.
Rob, it is on my list too. It's actually in my top 10, but at a position, let me just see, number 2, but I have 2 titles.
Calling it, with that movie, calling the position, calling that out is probably apropos.
Yeah. So since I have 2 titles at number 2, I can show it already. So this would be my number 2 in my top 10, because I made a top 10 list.
Wow, bruh.
So I have it follows in it too. So
I hope somebody makes me a Second Sight logo with Farrah Fawcett Majors as Holly from Logan's Run in it. I hope they do.
So Rob, I ask you if I can just chime in, business as usual.
Oh God.
Live chat a little bit, okay?
I know it wouldn't be a show without Dieter's live chat moment. But usually you wait when I have to take a leak. But that's okay. Yeah. I'll let you do it now. The last live chat of 2023. Here you go, people. Dieter, Bastian, take it away.
Before I lose all the context next week, because the show is already 2 years, 2 weeks old. So here we go. Previously on Let's Get Physical Media, Tim Hens. Congrats, Rob. You called it football and not soccer. Okay. And Tim Hens, Dietz has lost his screw one way or the other. Yeah, Tim, I think you're onto something, because I forgot to send Rob his damn screws for his tune blade. God damn it. Peter Cunnington. Has anyone seen that there's a small vegan commercial playing before the movie Wonka? I heard about on Chris Gore's show, Rob. Have you seen Wonka in the theater? Were there a vegan commercial before?
No, but let me tell you something. I'm a meat eater.
Yeah, me too, Rob. Me too.
I wonder if they're going to put James Cameron's a big vegan. Maybe they'll put on True Lies they'll give us that vegan commercial, and it might be properly without AI.
Yeah. They scrubbed it of crane rod, Tommy Ricknell, that Spanish Blu-ray of True Lies is already sold out on Amazon, just as I predicted. There's no bitrate of a physical disc that can save this train wreck. Let's hope it will turn out a little bit better. Revenge Guy. Hi guys, always wanted to say what's up live. Nice, Revenge Guy. Hitchhiker 42, I thought the restoration was supposed to be amazing. Yeah, we all did, but let's see how the disc will turn out. Altmetall, I just thought about Deep Space Nine restoration with AI this week. Coincidence?
Oh, God.
Salomane 3421, Titanic is Paramount. Yes, it is, but it is 20th Century Fox in the rest of the world. It's only in North America. Tommy Ricknell, Cameron should be accountable for this failure. There should be a law preventing art, including film, from being altered or destroyed. I'm beyond that. Altmetall, I was skeptical from the beginning. You really can't rely on Cameron with those sort of things. Altmetall, I want Barbarella, great double feature with Flash Gordon.
That's a great double feature.
Secular Monk, is there a US release for this? Actually, Secular Monk, I think it's only a US release when it comes to Barbarella. It's not a UK release from Arrow. Am I right, Rob? I think it's just an US release, the Barbarella set from Arrow.
Oh, I think you might be right. Barbarella, quite Contrella. I mean, come on, man. You want to get in that Orgasmatron with Barbarella? I know I do. You know what I'm saying? That's right.
And the Mance reminds us, no Barbarella, no Duran. Okay,
that's true.
And my writer of the novel, Eric von Schoor, Hope and Glory, was in the chat. Old Kiat, old movie posters, they evoke emotion, not only nostalgia. I miss the age of movie posters, and I'm saddened by the thumbnails on Amazon Prime, Netflix, and co. 5-Star Toast would be curious about how Bryan Adams approaches 5.1 mixing. Because, Rob, I did show the Bryan Adams set that I bought, and I was very surprised, Rob. I put in the Blu-ray. There's now nothing here on the box that says anything about the audio mix of the Blu-ray. So I put it in, Rob, went through the audio setup. Hey, what the fuck? DTS 5.1, and not only that, Rob, a Dolby Atmos track. This features a Dolby Atmos track. And
holy God. Okay,
perfect, but
wait.
Rob, they don't advertise that at all here on the package.
Well, let me, since you brought that up, since you brought the Dolby Atmos up, I'm gonna once again give a shout out to Super Deluxe Edition, Bob Clearmountain, doing banger. These are 2 audio releases. Soft Cell's Nonstop Erotic Cabaret, one of my favorite early 80s synth pop ditty records. This has, of course, Sex Dwarf on it, and their great rendition of Where Did Our Love Go? Or, Sometimes I Feel. And then, of course, this Trevor Horn disc with these covers. Oh, my God. I mean, really, orgasm for the ears right here. Super Deluxe Edition. Go to them.
I ordered that, Rob. Really looking forward to it.
Oh, it's really, really great. So let's hear it for Dolby Atmos mixes and remixes, but you have to have somebody who knows how to do them, like Bob Clearmountain.
Yeah. So I don't know 5-Star Toast who did the mix, but the Bryan Adams Blu-ray comes with a Dolby Atmos track. Tommy Ricknell, Dieter, does the German 4K release of the classic Star Trek movies have reversible cover without a ratings logo? Yes, they have. The unfortunate thing, you have to deal with the German title. Das unentdeckte Land, am Rande des Universums, But they have reversible cover without the ratings logo. Victor Fontaine, not much difference between the Point Break 4K and the Blu-ray from Fox. When upconverted on the Oppo 203, can definitely tell it is scanned from the interpositive and not the negative. Okay. Todd Pritchett, I'm late to the stream, but I gotta chime in. Titanic 4K looks like shit. Looks so messed with, way over sharpened, looks smooth or chroma denoised then sharpened, and it looks so messed with. Todd, I can totally see we park our shuttle got in the same shuttle bay. I wouldn't go that far, but you can clearly tell this movie image has been altered. And it is.
Can I just say AI for transfers? I know it sucks. I don't care. I'll say it. I'm not a technophobe, but you know what? The thing about AI, when you start moving aesthetics out of the hands of human beings, you will lose every single time. Every single time. And you want to get into a philosophical conversation about translating photochemical material to home video, we can have that conversation. But You still need human eyes, and preferably people that worked, like Russell Carpenter, people that worked with him to transfer. You cannot put film transfers in the hands of AI, just like fucking morons better not make Deep Space Nine 16 by 9. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
I am tired of this thinking. You know, we need to start going the other direction. We need to start thinking about what really matters as human beings, and our artwork should not be, preserving artwork should definitely not be turned over to AI, especially films. And I know it's a tool, but these Cameron transfers, I haven't seen the discs. But I haven't seen Titanic. I don't have Titanic.
But I told you, Rob. For me, you can see it. It is actually too sharp. It is too sharp.
And that's bad. I mean, this weird idea. And by the way, can I just say, this is not an attack on young people. I'm not yelling at clouds, but I'm watching kids who can't tell the difference between a 60 frame per second clip of the Phantom Menace compared to the way it was originally. We are losing our, and I understand, young people today, they didn't grow up with the photochemical experience. They were watching Pixar movies as kids. They don't understand this. They must, and you know what? Eventually, they're not going to give a fuck. And I get it. It's a generational thing. Things change. I always said cinema was the art form of the 20th century, but by God, cooler heads should prevail. These young kids don't even believe the Holocaust happened. Come on, Dieter. How are they going to preserve film properly? God damn it, as you say.
Exactly. And for me, Titanic is already the outlook, what will come out with the Abyss, Aliens, and True Lies. So, fingers crossed. But like Danzig 1979 says, do you think the digital release for Aliens, Abyss, Aliens, True Lies, and the reception gives them time to fix what is wrong before discs are pressed? I don't think so, Danzig, that they will change.
The answer to that in simpler language is no, because that's weeks worth of work. They'd have to start over, and no one's going to spend the money. See, I hate to say it, but what a great transfer requires days in an edit bay. Now, you might just pay a colorist, but somebody's got to sit there and do it. And going through a movie, and you have to literally tweak every scene, and it is very expensive, and relatively speaking, and they don't want to spend that. We live in a world, and I understand this, where Americans especially will not pay to make things like pop entertainment the best it can be. They won't. The studios will figure out any way to cut corners, especially in America, because we do not value pop art. We don't value it. It's like, it's disposable. Whereas where you live, Europeans have been human beings for a lot longer than Americans have. So you guys care about art. You know, there is something about, I mean, that's Western Europe. I mean, who knows how long Western Europe is going to have, how long they're going to care about art. I think there's a lot of people that want to destroy art these days, which is a bummer. But not to get political, but we need to preserve things the proper way. Money needs to be spent. And nowadays it's like, let's make mergers and acquisitions and destroy companies. Don't get me started. But those Abyss discs, I get it. Park Road Post, I know what Peter Jackson did with his Beatles documentaries, and I get it. They're pioneering new technologies. But how did high frame rate work out for you guys? I know, because there is an aesthetic to film. 24 frames. There was a reason people picked 24 frames, and moving forward, gaming is different. I know it's all, but that's I'll take. But you know what's great? I'll only be on this planet for maybe another 24 years if I'm lucky. So then I don't have to care. But you should. You kids should care. Preserve it all.
Has to carry the torch for us, Rob. When we're
God
not there
damn it.
anymore. Damn it. Exactly. Admiral, Justin Hawkins has a great YouTube channel. Yes, he has. He is the lead singer of The Darkness and NDH, The Darkness, my hometown band. Danzig, 1979. Here's hoping in the news they mentioned the Darkman 4K, one of my most anticipated releases. I think we forgot that, Rob. We forgot that, Danzig, but
it's coming out.
Yeah, it's coming out. And Michelle D said, because I was I was thinking that the Babylon 5 set in America will be different, and Michel D said, no, the American B5 set looks exactly the same. No money cheap. No, the US version is garbage too. Super cheap.
By the way, I just want to point out that 200 Watt Studio sends in a super chat and says, after Dieter's live chat, it's now 2025.
Exactly.
And I'd also like to point out that our favorite World in Pajamas says, sends in a super chat and says, I'm off to a party. Quickly sending you a message to wish you both the very best for New Year's. See you all next year. Bring on the music and the champagne. The World in Pajamas, let's go into the champagne room if I'm ever around your neck of the woods, if you know what I'm saying. I think you do. I'm kidding. Elizabeth would not appreciate that. So, and I mean that with great respect to both of you.
Do you have other super chats, Rob? Still?
There are, but I mean, first of all, we have actually a very nice sentiment from our own Mikey Lito. Mikey Lito is, of course, a longtime member of this channel. Mikey says, this is my last opportunity to wish Robert, Dieter, and all members of the Post-Geek Singularity a Happy New Year. May 2024 bring us peace, joy, civility, and sanity. Mikey is a voice of reason. I would like to point out that one of Mikey's family members has their own documentary. My name is Polly Murray. I do not have it on physical media, but you can see it on Amazon. And Polly Murray, when you learn about their story, it is an incredible tale. And I would encourage everybody to watch this documentary. And Mikey Lito, I love you, man. So I know he doesn't have the faith in humanity, but let's hope. At least we're going to get some great physical media next year before the world goes to hell in a handbasket. And, if we have the great reset or whatever and the rampaging hordes cut all the power, get some solar and we'll be able to watch our physical media. So there you go. Thank you, Mikey. I appreciate it. So let's see what else. Hang on. Let me see. There's all kinds of things. Hitchhiker 42 says the BBFC are still censoring films rather than classify cutting. This is okay. Let me finish reading this. Rather than classify cutting the rat scene in The Abyss, causing the UK release to be stopped, but I can buy it anywhere else in the world, so it accomplished nothing. So here's an interesting piece of news. The Abyss 4K has been canceled in the UK because of the scene with the rat.
Correct. Yeah.
Now, here's what's fucking dumb about our world today. They shot that scene with 6 different rats. When they were making The Abyss, the drowning scene, when they were demonstrating, that was real. All 6 rats survived, and they can breathe. That is a real substance they were breathing. No rats were hurt in the making of The Abyss. And this ridiculous, I don't know what people are trying. The rats were harmed, so we're going to ban this movie from coming out in the UK. No, they weren't. All 6 survived. You're going to ban art because it appeared that an animal was... Look, I'm not saying it wasn't the easiest thing in the world for these poor rats to deal with. But, I mean, give me a fucking break, man. You're going to deny your entire country seeing the greatness of James Cameron's The Abyss because of a... movies aren't real. I'm just saying.
It's just a movie.
It's just a movie. Unless you live in the UK. How are those protests working for you? Yeah. You guys weren't protesting the violence against women on October 7th in Israel, but you'll ban a movie because of a rat scene. Come on, man. Get your priorities straight. Just saying.
But they have actually, Rob, pretty strict rules there, considering animal stuff.
I understand, but all 6 rats survived.
Yeah, I know, Rob. But at least they have some guidelines, Rob. Here in Germany, the censorship is willy-nilly. Some they cut here. I mean, sometimes you don't know why. At least in the UK, they have at least some some guidelines.
Oh, for God's sake. Wolverine Snick became an imagination connoisseur. Ben Shepard became an imagination connoisseur. Super Pooch 97 became an imagination connoisseur. Members of the channel. 200 Watts 200 Watt Studio says, my sweatpants are on. I'm saran wrapped and Vaselined. That's a Chris Cora reference. Let's go. Be Deep says, Happy New Year to you both. Well, Be Deep, you know what? I've never been able to go as deep as I've wanted, as all my girlfriends have told me.
Rob.
No, I'm just kidding.
Isn't it depth? Isn't it depth, Rob?
It's not the depth, it's the motion of the ocean, right? Oh, wait, what are we talking about? I just want to say Be Deep, or Be Dep. It is Be Dep. I was saying Be Deep.
Yeah.
See where my mind's at?
Beep,
Oh,
beep.
boy.
Babu beep.
You know where I'm coming from. Be Deep says, Be Dep.
Be depth, Rob, come on.
B Depp says, Happy New Year to you both. I just want to add that with 2023 coming to an end, I'm still waiting on Under the Rainbow on Blue or 4K. Kindly ask George Feltenstein to get on that. Happy New Year. Well, for those of you who don't know what Under the Rainbow is, all I can say is it's kind of like The Matrix. You have to see it for yourself.
Okay.
I should call George. I don't know if he'll pick up, but I'll you know what? I'll call him during this show. I'll see if he's around. So we're caught up on Super Chats. Are we caught up on your live chat?
No, just a few, Rob. Because Lohit Sastry asked you, Rob, how can we follow you on Letterboxd?
RMB? I don't go on Letterboxd. You know what?
Yeah.
I started to go on Letterboxd. I have like my top 10. I went on Letterboxd like 5 years ago and opened my account. I think it's RM Burnett. And I looked at it. I'm like, I'm not going to do this. I can't. I talk about movies. There's no way you're going to get me to write reviews of movies when I can go on YouTube and talk about them. We do this show. We do this show.
Exactly. But people wants to know, and I think Tom did send out the link in the live chat, considering your Letterboxd.
Oh my
account.
God, there's nothing there. It's like, I love all that jazz. That's my Letterboxd. That's what it says.
Paul Allen Brunotto. Hello, Robert and Dita. Merry Christmas to you and your families. Dita, letting you know, my wife and I are good friends with Cynthia Rothrock, and I've worked with her several times over the years. So, Paul, your job is to get me the Blu-ray for Black Creek that I already will get, but your job is not only sign Cynthia, she says, for Dita, especially.
What are you talking about, dude? We've got to get Cynthia Rothrock on this show.
Perhaps in combination with her new movie, Black Creek, Rob, when it will come out. The West.
Okay, we don't even have to have a movie. We just have to get Cynthia Rothrock to come on this show. There you go. I mean, we have enough, dude. Okay, here's my wish for 2024.
Yeah.
Our friend, please help us get. By the way, you can point to I interview Academy Award winning costume designers on Designing Hollywood. Please, it would be the greatest present we could provide Dieter Bastian if we could have him interview Cynthia Rothrock on this show. And you know what? We can make it. I'll call somebody. I've never talked to anybody at Vinegar Syndrome. We'll make it a co-production between like 88 Films, Vinegar Syndrome. Take your pick. We'll have the Cynthia Rothrock month. Come on.
And by that time, Rob, you need to watch the Magic Crystal, Rob.
Oh my God! Do I have to? Okay. Well, it's funny because I own it.
Exactly. Rob.
By the way, can I just say this is very funny. So, I'm not going to a New Year's Eve party. I'm not doing something fabulous. All this is fabulous. So, Elizabeth's parents are going to come over because they love watching movies in our little home theater, and I kid you not. So, they asked because we watched. By the way, we watched the original Thomas Crown Affair this week on what? Kino Lorber. Their Kino Lorber Blu-ray. So Murray, who is Elizabeth's stepdad, says to me, he goes, "Do you have Ben-Hur?" And I said, "Do I?" Because I've got the big, Ben-Hur box set. I'm like, you do realize that's 4 hours long. He goes, yeah, we can start it at like 8, and it'll be over at midnight.
Right.
God bless
right
you,
at
Murray.
the-
So I'm going to rock a
point.
little Ben-Hur, man. I haven't played it in the new system,
nice.
so we're going to see how does that Blu-ray hold up. Rock and roll.
Yeah. Oh, I believe from memory, Rob, it was great, the Blu-ray.
It is great.
Thunder Ranger Power. I'm hyped about the final season of The Bad Batch. To be honest, it's my number 1 Disney Star Wars show. And this one came up this morning on Observations. It's always a question that always comes around. Hitchhiker 42. Any news on a 4K free Enterprise yet?
Well, this is the 25th anniversary, or 2024 is. Hopefully, our executive producer will let us have access to the elements. The one movie I direct, I can probably put it, I'd love to get it on 4K. That is my goal for 2024. I'll see what we can do. Maybe I'll start a letter writing campaign, or maybe he owns a restaurant that he cares a lot about. I won't tell anybody where it's located or where it is. It's a fabulous restaurant, but maybe I can begin a terror campaign. No, I'd love to get it out. Hopefully we can. Love to do a whole new version of it. We shall. By the way, do you know it's 12:17? We're like an hour and 17 minutes into the show, and we've only showed like 3 pieces of.
No, we are only 45 minutes, Rob, because we.
Oh, that's right, 11:30. Oh, I'm wrong. Okay, good. The
last one.
Oh, really?
Alex Orber. Yeah, less noticeable. From Alex Orber, I love shipping notification, as we all do. Hopefully, we'll get enough in 2024 shipping notifications. That's it, Rob.
Okay, well, I got to say, speaking of shipping notifications, you've been sending me one.
Yeah.
Now,
Should
I've been
be coming around next week. It is.
I've been collecting discs for you for like the entire time we've doing this show, and I haven't sent them to you. And I just want to point out some of the discs that I purchased, like from Stinky Tuna, The Abyss, Dragon Slayer, have come out or are coming out legally. So it has been so much time that I haven't sent you shit. But I still have a stack. You still have your Massacre at Central High that's coming. You still have your haunting whatever disc. I mean,
This would actually, Rob, one of my honorable mentions, the Dragon Slayer disc from Paramount. Because one other point to our list, Rob, is I think when I go through the top 10, I think this is the last time I bought this goddamn movie.
Right?
And this one I bought for the first time, and immediately I don't need any more editions of.
Well, I think that the great thing about 4K as I see the end of my life approaching. I mean, at least someone's going to be left. Elizabeth's going to have a great collection of physical media. No, I don't plan on dying anytime soon. Not that I know of. Fingers crossed. Knock on wood. But 4K is really the end of physical media, and we're seeing it. However, we're in like I would imagine if we knew the apocalypse was upon us, that we're going to have an extinction level event like in. By the way, I didn't put this on my list, but Deep Impact 4K. Thank you, Paramount. Shout out to Paramount. They've been killing it with their 4K releases this year. You go, Paramount. I mean, Fatal Attraction, Deep Impact. I don't know where Chinatown is, you fuckers. I mean, I'm ungrateful. Come on, give me some Chinatown. Give me some. I don't care. Yeah. I can't see Roman Polanski's latest movie is supposed to be terrible. But the one before that about the Dreyfus affair, can't see that. Give me Chinatown in 4K. Give it to me. Give it to me. Give it to me. One of the great movies of all time. One of the great movies of the 70s. Why can't I have it in 4K? But Paramount has been killing it on the 4K scene. Beverly Hills Cop. I don't need Beverly Hills Cop 3, but it's been great to get some of the stuff from Paramount. But you know what's crazy? Face Off is a Paramount movie. And Kino Lorber put it out. Like, I don't understand. Like, God bless Kino Lorber, because between MGM
and that kind of genre title which is selling,
of course it is.
It's not some obscure. Even Dragon Slayer, I would say, is a little bit.
And they put it in a steelbook
movie. Yeah, exactly. But not Face Off,
Dude, you know why? Because here's the thing: the people that work at the studios now in home video, they're all idiots. Not people like George Felsenstein, but the people in Maine. And I shouldn't, you know what? That's not fair to say. It's not fair. Only some of them are. But the fact, I do not understand what the licensing deals are. Why would Face Off not be a huge Paramount title? And the reason is because the people at Paramount, they don't know what the fuck Face Off is. They don't know it. So, I mean, I understand, like, Indecent Proposal, which is not one of Adrian Lyne's best films. Kino Lorber put that out, a nice 4K release, came out. That was a big Paramount movie. But the people at Paramount now, they don't know what it is because they're young. I'm an old man shouting at clouds, but these people at the studios, they don't know their own catalogs. They don't know what they don't know. And it's crazy to me. God bless Kino Lorber, because we get slipcases and we get alternate covers, which you'll see. God bless. I mean, Kino Lorber with Kino Cult. I mean, they're doing all kinds of crazy stuff they don't have to do. I'm convinced. I want to start a film company and launder money. Just kidding. No, but Kino Lorber's doing a great job. And why? But anyway. So what did you just show? Should I show something?
And Face Off came out, Rob, really at the beginning of the DVD format. I don't know how many discs that movie sold on DVD back in the
Face
day.
Off's a banger.
Yeah, totally.
Banger. So
Rob, how do we do it? Back and forth?
Yeah, back and forth. Why not?
Yeah. Okay. We start with an honorable mention.
I don't even have honorable mentions. What I want to do is I want to celebrate physical media releases. Okay. And of course, because I'm me, I want to be self-serving and egomaniacal to start. And one of the things that I have loved for me personally is I spent 20 years of my life creating special features for physical media releases. A lot of those special features disappeared. And people like Kino Lorber brought back our special features, and I work with Carrie David and Dave Parker to create special features for The Usual Suspects. Kino Lorber up-res them and put them on the discs. But also, I had other cool stuff that happened. Eureka in the UK is an incredible label. Now, they put out a lot of good stuff this year. They're probably going to be like, is this the one you want to feature? Well, yes. Yes, it is. Here's Valley Girl. Beautiful artwork, a beautiful hard box, a booklet. The booklet. Here's the booklet. And again, reversible sleeve if you want it, the original one sheet. But what I love about it is I work with Dave Parker and Greg Carson on this release. I was actually in New Zealand half the time, and Dave Parker really took the lead on this one. And our special features are on this disc. Awesome. So, and Eureka gave this movie, look at this release. I mean, Eureka does a great job. Their transfers are amazing. So thank you, Eureka, for putting that out. But then I want to talk about Paramount. Because, check this shit out, son. I haven't even cracked this open yet.
Ooh, the Picard.
Here is the Picard Legacy. Maybe I'll crack it open on the show. This is this is both an awesome set. I mean, look at how chonky this is. This has all of Star Trek The Next Generation, the series. It has all the Next Generation movies and all 3 seasons of Picard with all kinds of swag. I haven't opened it yet. All of our so here's my love-hate relationship with this. It's amazing. It's got all kinds of swag in it. However, this is supposed to be the definitive Jean-Luc Picard box set.
Okay.
It does not have the pilot for Deep Space Nine. Why? Because they haven't put it in HD, which I understand. And because he's in that. And Roger Lay and I, when we were producing the discs for Star Trek The Next Generation, they made 5 single disc releases of the 2-part episodes, Best of Both Worlds, cut into one program. Best of Both Worlds, Redemption, Unification, Chain of Command, and All Good Things was already a single presentation. But we did extra special features, commentaries, interviews, documentaries. Those releases were not included in this either. Probably because the people at Paramount don't even know that we made those discs 10 years ago. But that's just an aside. Once again, 50 hours of our Next Generation programming that we did 10 years ago has been re-released this year. And
Nice.
I mean, you know what? I can complain, but look at this, man. I haven't opened this, but an amazing set, great re-release, and thank you, Paramount, for this. So,
Nice. And have you, Rob, the episodes of Next Generation are specific for Picard?
well, no, they because he's in every episode of Next Generation. So
Yeah, that's why I asked.
So it's every episode of no, it's the entire series. It's all of Next Generation. It's all of Next Generation. It's all 4 Next Generation movies and all 3 seasons of Picard.
So the only thing that you mentioned are not in the box.
Yeah, only those 5 single disc releases that weren't even released all around the world. I only mention that because as a completist, this box, they're touting it as, you should have had the pilot for Deep Space Nine, Emissary, because he's in that. He's the one that talks to Ben Sisko when Sisko takes command of Deep Space Nine. And they should have had the 5 discs. But that's just,
Okay.
I know that.
Yeah, little
So-
will come.
But anyway, so shout out. But I just want to say that to be self-serving. But I wanted to start out with, again, a shout out to Paramount, but also a shout out to Universal Studios. Universal Studios put out things like this. It came from outer
Nice.
space. The 3D version is in here. Again, this is like a Vinegar Syndrome release. It's like an 88 Films release. Came from the studio. They did great stuff. They put out Jaws 2, catalog title. Shout out to the lovely Emma Bannon in the UK for getting me I thought I was not going to be able to get it. Between the Vixter and Emma Bannon, I got my ladies in the UK hooking me up. The Vixter got me another Universal title. I don't know where I put it. Duel.
Yeah.
I mean, Vixter did not get... Emma Bannon got me that too, but the Vixter got me some other titles. And this is very, very cool. And coming from a studio, again, it looks like a boutique release. They've been doing this a lot with their releases. They did things like Schindler's List and The Sting. They're putting them in cool box sets. So shout out to Universal, getting classic sci-fi like this. And this kind of treatment deserves to be lauded. So thank you, Universal. Universal and Paramount, you guys are great. Except give me Chinatown. So there you go, buddy.
Okay, over to me.
Over to you.
Honorable mentions. Okay, I'm taking your advice, Rob. Universal, a little bit late. They came a little bit late to the party, but at least they came. I showed the Megan.
Look at that.
4K Steelbook, which came in the box, and The Violent Night, which should have come out immediately, not later, but at least they came out. So honorable mentions for those 2 sets from Universal, which I think were UK exclusive.
Yeah, well, here's what also Emma Bannon sent me. The lenticular cover for Duel. Again, an incredible box set. Spielberg's TV movie turned into, actually theatrical overseas. Steelbook. Universal knows what's up. Universal, great stuff. So, again, another awesome physical media release in 4K this year.
Excellent.
Woohoo!
Woohoo. So, on my end, as an honorable mention, the great thing about this show, Rob, is I really don't know what you will feature, and you don't know what I will feature, because this didn't make, strangely, perhaps for some people, didn't make my top 10. It is, of course, the Hellraiser box, which is just an honorable mention for me. Why? Simply because the movies have been released over the years, multiple times. So this is not the first time we will get the movies. Yes, we will got it in 4K, but the third one, the unrated, the inserts are still standard definition. The fourth one is not a new cut that we all were perhaps expecting.
This
is for me an honorable mention because we got the movies a lot of times.
And they've already announced in February that they're re-releasing them in single disc versions. But I will say this.
Yeah.
There's going to be a lot of love showered on Arrow this year. A lot of love. And since you brought up Arrow, and you've already shown this, but I have a different cover.
Okay.
Barbarella, quite Contrella.
Oh, nice. You got the other one.
I just want to show this. I love this cover. Again, I've often described great transfers as being delicious that make me want to lick the screen. Yeah. This makes me want to lick the screen for other reasons, but this transfer, oh,
that's how it should be done.
My God! Now this is a Paramount film. I've owned this in other formats. God bless them for licensing out, because somebody probably doesn't know what the fuck this even is. Duran Duran. I mean, it starts out. This has the Orgasmatron in it. It makes a great double bill with Mario Bava's Danger Diabolic, both European comic strips translated. You have Diabolic in this as Pygar the Angel, and you can watch it with Flash Gordon too. So go for the Dino De Laurentiis triple bill. Watch Danger Diabolic, Barbarella. This is and Flash Gordon. This is an incredible package. I love this pop art. I mean, and also shout out to Barbarella and shout out to Arrow, because they went and this has one of the great movie posters of all time.
Heavy metal, Rob.
There it is. Like heavy metal. And you get a great poster. And this artwork, I mean, it's funny. I don't know if they did a Arrow at the store has a different version where they have another slipcase, which is fine. But shout out to Arrow for something like Barbarella. I never would have thought a movie like this would get this kind of treatment. And I don't usually go for... I love this artwork. I love it. It's, nice. Because I've seen the original artwork for a long time. To have something like this, all this artwork, and it comes with a poster, shout out to Arrow. And you're going to get more love later, Arrow, because one of my favorite releases of the year came from you. Ooh, suspense. What was it? But this was great. So... thank you, Arrow, for Barbarella. Jane Fonda, nice. hot when she was still married to Roger Vadim. God, that guy had some great talent.
Nice segue, Rob.
Just saying.
As the next honorable mention in my book, this was actually in the top 10, but since it's not a 4K, and I think the Master is probably only 2K, it didn't make the cut from the top 10. It was in the top 10, then it was not. But from 101 Films, the Memento edition.
Snap. Thanks for telling me about this, Deets.
Yeah.
Obviously on my list too. First of all, let's give a shout out. 101 Films fucking is dope. And we can't, sometimes I forget about them. They put out like Roller Coaster.
A little bit under the radar.
These UK companies. This is a phenomenal release. Obviously, Memento, Christopher Nolan. I think Christopher Nolan had a pretty good year on home video, which we'll talk about. Cool steelbook, lots of great swag. I mean, the swag in here is amazing and really fun. And again, a great booklet and all that. This is a phenomenal release. You go 101 Films.
101.
I think 101 put out Roller Coaster too. Phase 4 and Roller Coaster, maybe? I love 101 Films. You go 101 Films. Well done.
Nice.
Well done. And you know what? I didn't even know they put it out. I watched this show called Let's Get Physical Media on Sundays. And it's amazing. Sometimes I learn about things I didn't even know, because there's this German guy.
Yeah.
This German trash
and you're surprised. For once, not trash. For once.
Crazy time.
Me, Rob? You? Me, Rob?
You know what? I'll give a shout out. I'm going to give a shout out to Shout Factory. Shout.
Nice.
I have to say, love Shout Factory's been killing it, but I got to give it up for their JFK release.
This is what it means.
Let me just tell you. So apparently Oliver Stone, people complained about Platoon or whatever, but let me just say, we got Natural Born Killers in 4K. We got this. I did not know that Oliver Stone disowned the original Blu-ray transfer of this movie.
I had no idea.
I have the big Warner Brothers. They released this film. I have the Blu-ray and the big old box set with all this swag and booklets and documentaries and stuff.
I think you showed it. On
it was one of my favorite special editions. Yeah. Oh my God. I love this movie, by the way. Whether it's true or not, it doesn't matter. This is an American myth. It's not, I don't think it was ever meant to be taken like, this is what happened. It's a what if scenario, whatever. But this transfer, Oh my God. It was a revelation. The colors are totally different. If you read online, I put this on, I thought something was wrong with my TV. I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
it looks so good. And again, I mean, while it might not have the big highfalutin box that the first release had, again, Shout Select, apparently Oliver Stone and Shout Select are in some kind of a relationship now because Natural Born Killers, JFK, and they're doing Alexander next, apparently.
Oh,
and
nice.
I don't know if I'm supposed to say that, but they an amazing set. Now, you know, it's just a slipcase box, but 4 discs are in here. Great release.
Rob, are there different cuts of JFK?
Yes. There's the director's cut that's which I prefer. It's a lot longer. Okay. A great Shout Select issue 153 in their Shout Select series. So you go, Shout Factory. I love Shout Factory. I've always loved Shout Factory. Oh, by the way, maybe this is an opportune moment to mention that a movie I produced, The Hills Run Red, that Dave Parker directed, that we both did special features for during the pandemic, is available from Shout Factory on Blu-ray. So you all get it. But you go, Shout Factory. Well done.
Nice.
A great release. Nice. What a transfer. Exactly. Or as they say in Galaxy Quest, what a savings. I don't know.
Great reference, Rob. And considering my list, I think we said that at the beginning of the show. It's not about best transfers from all this. It's our favorite release of the year and most important releases. And of course, Rob can't put it on his list because he hasn't got it. But for me, it was one
of the
important releases of the year.
Rub it in. Well, it's not here yet. It's in transit, though, isn't it?
Yeah. Exactly, Rob. You should get it on Thursday, probably Wednesday. And from PlayOn, this was not the only nice media book they put out this year. They put out, of course, which Rob will get to, the Phantasm 4K media book, which is in the package 2. And the Attention 4K, but Rob will, of course, get the second side, but here the documentary is already in it too. So PlayOn, ex-Koch Media, who put out the Dune set, little bit of shout out for them because Leatherface, for me, it's an honorable mention, one of the important releases of the year because I know one guy in the credits, which I do a YouTube show with. Strangely,
first movie I ever worked on, there I was, art department PA, right in the credits. Yeah. You know what? I'm going to say something that's going to be surprising to people. Phantasm is one of my favorite horror movies of all time. And the reason that Phantasm exists in 4K is because J.J. Abrams paid to have it restored. I know. People are going, am I praising J.J. Abrams? I come to praise J.J., not to bury him. You know, much as I wish somebody did before he made the Star Trek movies. But no, see, I ruined it now. But what I'm going to say is, thank you, J.J. Abrams, for understanding the greatness. Not only does J.J. Abrams love Phantasm, he created a Star Wars character named Captain Phasma in silver. She's a walking silver sphere.
Yeah.
So God bless you, J.J. Abrams. God bless you. Watch, someone's going to clip it out going, Rob Burnett said, God bless you, J.J. Abrams. God bless you. Thank you so much for making, and then intercut me saying something else. But thank you so much for restoring not only my faith in humanity, but Phantasm, because it's one of the greatest. Don Coscarelli, who directed it, his lovely wife, Shelley Coscarelli. I love Phantasm. I love the franchise. Shout out to my friend Dan Schweiger, who was involved in the 5th one. He gets killed at the beginning of it. So thank you. And I can't wait to get my Phantasm in 4K.
Next week. In the first week, Rob, of the new year, you should get yours. So
shout out to PlayOn.
PlayOn, exactly, Rob. Ex-Koch Media. Ex-Koch Media. Now PlayOn.
Okay, I'm gonna do some more shout outs to another company. Another new favorite company of mine that is putting out, the more movies I watch from them, the more I love them. Radiance. You know, They of the Opies.
The Opies.
They're amazing. And again, they're putting out things like, here's a recent release, Cosa Nostra, the Cosa Nostra movies, The Day of the Owl, The Case is Closed, Forget It, and How to Kill a Judge. And oh my God, I mean, Franco Nero is the man. They do. Now, I've heard one of the founders of Arrow moved over and started Radiance. I'm not sure. This company is putting out some bangers. And this is just one example. Again, a triptych of movies, of crime thrillers. They do a wonderful job with, again, their booklets, the artwork. Everything that Radiance does is, I mean, it's like going to a great restaurant, a new restaurant that you go to that they concentrate on the food. These people put out great movies that you might not have seen. They're putting out a lot of great Asian cinema, and the presentation's great. But that's not all. They also put out one of my favorites, this new version of Messiah of Evil, which Gloria Katz and Willard Hayuk, they work with George Lucas. They made Howard the Duck for him, but they also wrote Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. They made this movie Messiah of Evil in the early 70s, which, by the way, other people have put out before, but I'd never seen it. I'd never bought it, and I bought their version of it. And what's interesting, even though this came with an Opie or whatever, was that what they call? I call them Opies now, but
yeah, exactly, Rob.
I actually, it wasn't like this, but I love that they're copying the Japanese thing. I took this off the box and put it on the slipcase, or inside, just to do it. I really like this movie, and I thought it was great. The transfer is great. The extras are great. They did a great job. I love Radiance Films. Radiance is going to be, I think, the first company that I'm just going to buy whatever they put out. I don't care what it is.
Another one of those companies.
Another one. But thank you for this. It's a great horror title. It's great to have this. Radiance rules. And it shout out to Diabolic DVD. They were having a Radiance sale, and I picked up like 10 Radiance discs. I showed them, but they did a fine job this year. Radiance rules. So
nice.
Shout out to Radiance.
The next honorable mention from my list is from Cape Light, because they put out, of course, Bloodsport in 4K with a nice transfer. So the final time I will buy Bloodsport from Cape Light in 4K as an honorable mention, considering best releases of the year. And let's see what Rob is putting out.
Well, okay. I want to give a shout out to Vinegar Syndrome.
Yeah. Nice.
I mean, like, people are going to go, oh, you always talk about Vinegar Syndrome. Yes, but you know what? Vinegar Syndrome doesn't just put out, like, the Magic Flute. What was it called? What is it?
The Magic Crystal. The Magic Crystal.
Just kidding. The Magic Flute's something else. That would be an opera. But
the sequel.
The sequel. They put out a banger release of movies I had never heard of, never seen. And that is the Peter Zlukin's Apocalypse Trilogy.
Oh, yeah.
These are three films. Really fascinating stuff. We also got the Zulueski's science fiction film I'd never seen this year, but this is a fascinating bunch of science fiction movies. Made obviously in Poland, and I'd never heard of them. I'd never seen them. They're coming out. I want to say somebody else is putting them out. Maybe Umbrella is putting them out, but. This release, again, another great release from Vinegar Syndrome, saving movies from turning into vinegar, because that's why they're called Vinegar Syndrome. Vinegar Syndrome is an actual thing when movies start to deteriorate. Prince, anyway. And this is a great release, and I want to thank them for putting this out, something I didn't know. 3 science fiction movies that are absolutely worth watching. And a great release, and this is why I love boutique physical media labels because we get to see things that we don't normally get to see.
So the movies were a cat in the bag for you.
Total cat in the bag. Total cat in the bag. Not a schnäppchen, but a total cat in the bag.
Of course.
And I really enjoyed this. Great release from Vinegar Syndrome. Thank you, folks. Nice. Again, I don't know anybody from Vinegar Syndrome, but I got more to show from them. Something I can't believe exists. But you go, Vinegar Syndrome. Let's hear it for them. Golf clap for Vinegar Syndrome. Showgirls, Roadhouse, Polish science fiction films from the early 80s. Come on, man. The Golem. Let's hear it.
But Roadhouse was a release from last year.
What's that?
Roadhouse was a release from.
Oh, it's true. You're right.
Because it was on my top 10 last.
Right.
Year.
So, Jake Gyllenhaal bringing it back.
Yeah. The next one on my list, considering honorable mention, was actually in the top 10, but it dropped out and only got an honorable mention because the first movie is only as a 2K, so I thought, okay, just an honorable mention for this Terrifier set. I'm really looking forward for part 3, which came out in France, but I don't know actually here the company. Shadows, it's called, which came with this nice steelbook, which features part 1 as a Blu-ray, part 2 as a 4K and Blu-ray, and Hallows Eve, which was the first time Art the Clown showed up on screen, and of course it did have a lot of swag. So it was actually in the top 10, but then it fell out, but still an honorable mention, this Terrifier set from France.
Nice. Speaking of France.
Yeah.
Speaking of France, shout out. Man, I love these. Shout out to Indicator for their ongoing 4K releases of John Rowland's sapphic vampire thrillers and horror films. I mean, you know what? Let's face it. I call these lesbian vampire movies. They're not all about that, but still, sex, nudity, boobies, and blood. Who would have thought? You know what? I never would have thought that we would live in a world where I would get John Rowland's lesbian vampire movies before I'd get Roman Polanski's Chinatown. But here we are. And again, Indicator, another great company out of the UK, Powerhouse Post or whatever they are. These releases are amazing. Again, beautiful slipcase releases. Nice. They come with great. Come on, look at the books. These books. You go. Awesome. All these UK labels do this stuff. It's so awesome. And they're all they're individually numbered. Nice. So the transfers are great. So I got to give a shout out again, trying to celebrate those indie labels. I don't think an American company would put these out. They came out from Redemption from the UK at first, but everything about these releases does not make me embarrassed. I mean, when people come by, if anyone came by and looked at my collection and someone said, "What's fascination?" I'd be like, "Well, it's a great examination into what it means to be undead." I wouldn't say that it has a hot naked chick with a scythe, but like on the cover.
But it's not on the playlist for tonight, Rob, on New Year's Eve.
No, we're watching Ben-Hur with the folks.
Ben-Hur, yeah.
Ben-Hur it is, but
a safe number.
I'm telling you again, the whole thing, getting all the Jean Roland, and by the way, they also put out Lips of Blood. And I've never been adverse to Lips of Blood. So movies or in real life. So there you go, all different lips. That's what I'm saying. So it's great to have these. So Lips of Blood and Fascination came out recently. You go, Indicator. Well done. Right. And all of their releases. They've moved away. They put out, like, they were redoing Columbia titles. Like they did Body Double and stuff. And now they're moving into classic films. But the fact that they put these out, God bless you guys.
Nice.
Or girls, or whoever works there.
On my end, as an honorable mention, they didn't put out a big one this year, but I featured them last year. Probably it was actually my favorite release. It was The Frighteners, and of course I'm talking about the German company Turbine. But I will feature at least an honorable mention with this media book of The Naked Lunch from Cronenberg, this great artwork, with of course the 4K, and so 4-disc set. So from Turbine, as an honorable mention, The Naked
Great,
Lunch.
Arrow
Media
put that
book
out
from
too. Great. I mean, Cronenberg, man. We've had a Cronenbergian year. We got Crimes of the Future from Second Sight. We might have had another movie coming out from Vinegar Syndrome that I will show soon. Ooh. Actually, you know what? Since you brought it up, okay.
Yeah.
Let's
Okay.
let's delve into. I'm kind of combining. This was a surprise. I mean, Vinegar Syndrome did not tell us this was coming. David Cronenberg's Existence. This just came
Totally
out
of the blue. Out
of the fucking blue. Now, what's really interesting is you see their great. I love the Vinegar Syndrome logo, but it's also Paramount logo. I don't know if I was like, really?
I totally forgot that Existence was a Paramount.
Me too. Now, again, I mean, if look at this, man. So here,
have you seen it, Rob? The transfer?
Yeah, it's beautiful. I watched it.
Oh, nice.
And then you got and this is like one of these hard covers. And you got, what I didn't look at? I don't think it has a reversible sleeve.
Reversible
cover.
Yes,
it does. But the reversible cover is just the cover of. This is all original artwork that they created. So I'm not gonna change it because it's the exterior of the box. But again, now this is Vinegar Syndrome not slumming, and I mean this is very classy packaging. Now their Showgirls packaging I love because they both honor the original film. By the way, the original artwork for this movie was terrible. So this classes up the joint. It's very Cronenbergian. So here is Vinegar Syndrome going upscale.
We never got that movie, Rob, in a nice quality.
No. And this is a great transfer. I don't know how they were able to. I mean, they just decided here's Cronenberg's Existence.
Yeah.
So
and our friend in Norway, Terry, informed me about it. And he showed me his shopping list, and I said, "Wait, what? Existence in 4K?
Dude,
what are you talking about?"
It was like their Black Friday reveal. They were cheeky bastards. So again, Vinegar Syndrome, all my love to you guys because I'm a huge Cronenberg fan, and to get this banger and really great presentation. So and the movie, look, at the end of the day, all the packaging, all the swag is nice. All that really matters is the transfer.
Exactly.
Does it look good? And this does. And Vinegar Syndrome does a phenomenal job. And this was a welcome surprise in 2023. Big surprise. Had no idea they were putting this out. So you go, Vinegar Syndrome. We love you. We love all of you. All of you. All of you. Thank you, Vinegar Syndrome.
Nice.
Yeah. Just saying. Okay, this is not one of my favorite releases of the year, but it's wild. Okay. It's wild. Yeah. I've never seen this movie. I still haven't seen this movie. But shout out again to Kino Lorber. Kino Cult. They've started their Kino Cult label. I think there's six deep into Kino Cult. This is their 5th release for Kino Cult in 4K. They're putting out Kino Cult in Blu-ray, DVD, and now 4K. This is Clive Barker's Underworld, a.k.a. What is this? Transmutations?
Transmutation.
I'd never seen this movie, but again, look at the Cat in the Bag, but the multiple covers. I don't know if there's a second. There actually is. So no, it's the reversible cover is this, but they also have the new artwork. Again, a double disc set. They've got a Blu-ray and a 4K. How did anyone decide to put this movie out in 4K? As the drinker would say, don't know.
I don't even know the movie, Rob.
I don't either, but dude, listen to this cast. First of all, it's Clive Barker. I love Clive Barker.
Okay.
You've got Denholm Elliott and Stephen Burkoff. So Denholm Elliott, Marcus Brody from the Raiders movies, and Stephen Burkoff from Octopussy. We have 23 armored tank divisions in Czechoslovakia. Yeah. I love Stephen Burkoff, the villain from Beverly Hills Cop. So nice. All good. And again, Kino Lorber. This is just a random title. It was going to be one of the things I got this week that I was going to show, but just throwing it out there. Go Kino. Go Kino. So not a particularly Memorable title, but I mean, they even had new artwork commissioned. So, God bless.
And since you're talking Kino Lorber, Rob, one, not the best release considering package, swag, and stuff, but one of our most important releases this year, Rob, was, of course, Brian Bosworth's Stone Cold.
My God.
One of the
Let's
most
hear
important
it.
releases this year.
If you guys haven't seen Stone Cold, one of the great performances, villain turns by Lance Henriksen ever.
Yeah.
Craig Baxley directed that slice of goodness. Don't you sleep on that early 90s amazement that is Stone Cold. You might laugh at Brian Bosworth. That guy needs to come back. You know what? He should play Jack Reacher's, or I know Reacher's brother's dead. By the way, Reacher, dude.
Okay.
Have you watched Reacher's second season too?
Great, of course, Rob. Of
The
course.
5th episode.
Awesome. Just awesome.
So good. So
good.
Reacher is so good.
Yeah.
Oh my God. And this season, when those two ladies dressed up and put on their evening gowns.
And Rob, I never have seen somebody using a headbutt for a weapon this way.
Dude, Reacher, you know, somebody said it was dad programming, like it's for dads. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? That show kicks ass. Yeah. I want a physical media release of that. I mean, it looks great on it's so good.
The first one is available, Rob, even in 4K, but only in the States, as far as I know.
I love it.
Yeah.
Alan Richardson, I mean, that guy is a monster. Yeah. Handsome monster, but a monster nonetheless. So, shout out to Reacher.
Rob, he was one of the tributes in Catching Fire.
Right, that's right. That's right. Huh? But he was much thinner then.
Yeah,
he's packed on the muscle,
but
man.
Built, but, yeah, totally. So,
love that
from my
guy.
end, an honorable. This was my honorable mention. You actually.
Oh well, you know what? Okay, I want to give out. No, I would be remiss if I don't mention another Kino Lorber title that I love. I want to point out that our own Tom Jr. Jackson sent me this in DVD form.
Yeah.
But Kino Lorber, I know there was some controversy about not having the special features. I haven't even cracked this open. Kino Lorber, Columbo. Come on.
Nice.
Columbo on Blu-ray. Man, this is all Columbo in the 70s. Again, Kino Lorber, look at that chonky box, Blu-ray transfers. Nice. There is special features. They had to get rid of a lot of special features. I would imagine it had something to do with legal, whatever. Yeah, but to have this is a great set. I love this artwork. This artwork is so great. There's just one more thing. One more thing. God bless Kino Lorber. The breadth of material they put out between silent movies, Columbo, and Clive Barker movies from the 80s. Come on. God bless you, Kino Lorber. You can do no wrong. So there's another shout out to Kino Lorber.
From my end, an honorable mention, and Rob was aware that this would happen, at least as an honorable mention. Rennie Ireland's Cut, Rhode Island, in 4K with new special features, talking a little bit about the production of the movie. Never thought one of my favorites of Rennie would come out in 4K. Bruh. But here it is. Yeah. Love it, Rob. Hopefully you will get... You buy
I want to get it. I mean, I like Cutthroat Island. I need to get the 4K. Everyone says the transfer is great.
The new special features. One is with the editor of the movie, where I told you about after one of our shows how he did the editing on one of the scenes, and I was always fascinating how did they did that stunt exactly, that it felt real. How did they do it? And it was the editor who did put it together that it was working. So honorable mention, Cutthroat Island in 4K from Rennie.
By the way, I just want to rifle through some super chats and tips real quick because I can see this is going to be going long because I'm having so much fun. Paul in Long Beach says, allow me to thank the lovely RM and Mikey. We went to see Ferrari while I was in New York for Christmas. Rob, I'm so happy that you and Dietz were finally able to Wang Chung tonight this year. You know, I wasn't going to bring that up. Yeah. But To Live and Die in L.A., again, shout out to Kino. Shout out to Kino for putting out To Live and Die in L.A. this year. It's one of my top titles. What are the upcoming releases that we are looking forward to? Second Sight's The Hitcher is really something I'm really looking forward to. I'm glad I love hearing when members of the Post-Geek Singularity get together. It's fantastic. But, yes, Kino Lorber did put out To Live and Die in L.A. And you know what? I've made such a joke about it. I didn't want to belabor the point, but it is great to have it. Thank God they put it out. I also bought, actually, I have to say that one of my top releases of the year was getting that French version with the book that I spent an ungodly amount of money to get.
Yeah. And you searched forever, Rob, to get it. You were hot on the trails.
I was hot on the trail. I found it. Miss 50. Oh, wait. I can't just say this. Miss 50 and Still Metal. Yeah. Miss 50 and Still Metal says, Happy New Year's, Robin Dieter. FYI, the Hills Run Red is 122 quantities away from being sold out on Shout Factory. Very close to being out of print. I look forward to Trick or Treat 1986 coming out in 2024 from Synapse. I hope we got to give a shout out to Synapse. Do we have any Synapse? I'll go get a Synapse.
Unfortunately not, Rob. No, as you mentioned.
Okay, Dance Macabre, both volumes 1 and 2. Shout out to Synapse. Great releases. Synapse is killing it too. Got to give our love to Synapse.
Yeah.
I love Synapse. But Miss 50 and Still Metal. Thank you for that. Anonymous writes in, Hi to you both. For some reason, I have not been able to post a comment or like this show for a few weeks now. Is it punishment for liking the new Aliens and Abyss 4K transfers? I will die on that hill. Anywho, I hope you have a great new year. All the best. How are you not able to post on the show?
I have no idea.
I never block people. Are people blocked? I don't understand.
No.
And you're anonymous. Maybe it's because you're anonymous. You're not like Miss 50 and Still Metal. By the way, can I do the
Yeah. There you go.
How metal is that? Somebody should frame grab one of those. So thank you. I appreciate that. Peter Cunnington says, farewell to Tom Wilkinson.
Yeah.
Tom Wilkinson, I posted a clip. He passed away. I posted a clip from Michael Clayton. I was a huge Tom Wilkinson fan. In the Bedroom is a terrific movie if you haven't seen it. So check that out. Shout out to Tom.
Yeah.
Tom Wilkinson.
Always
200 Watt Studio One. Any word on Hong Kong Rescue's Bullet in the Head? A good question. Yeah. Hong Kong Rescue, I do have Hard Boiled and The Killer from Hong Kong Rescue. Yeah. It's one guy working in his basement, does phenomenal work. Now, apparently he had got the official license to do Bullet in the Head for real. God, it's funny. I haven't thought about, since I got The Killer, I haven't thought about Hong Kong Rescue, but they're a great company. I mean, it's one guy. So it's like, if it takes him 2 years to get it to us, I'll wait. So
unfortunately, Rob, I haven't gotten around to watch the new Killer's German Blu-ray to get you some information about how it looks. I haven't watched it yet. Unfortunately.
Our friend Des Doyle. Des Doyle had obviously showrunners his documentary and the book, but Des, he's going to kill me here. He sent me, what is this, Gaelic? I can't pronounce these words. It's like the only reason I know how to pronounce Saoirse Ronan is because I saw her on a talk show going, it's Saoirse, like inertia. I'm like, oh, I'll never forget that. So it's Saoirse Ronan. I can't even I can't even read what he sent me.
Okay.
It's okay.
We'll ask him.
ATHBH LIAIN. FAOI. Foy Mahiz Do. You know what?
As a super chat, Rob.
Yeah, it's a super chat. And he says,
what did you mean?
He says
that's me a message.
It says that's Happy New Year in Irish.
Okay.
You know why? I'm convinced. The reason I want to believe that the reason it is it's because I've had so many pints of Guinness Or what I love, Kilkenny, the cream of Ireland. I've had so many pints that's how I would tell somebody Happy New Year. I'd walk over to a beautiful redhead at the bar and say, you know, by the way, someone's going to be mad that I've dreamt of going to Ireland my whole life. Dreamt of it. Wanted to go to Ireland my whole life. You're a Corker, Shannon, a Corker. I love Far and Away.
Nice movie productions there.
Yeah. But my dream was to find my Nicole Kidman with her red hair and alabaster skin, so I could say, you're a Corker, like Tom Cruise did. Happy collecting in 2024. Some great Irish films are coming. That's good. So thank you, Des. Secular. Oh, here's another fucking thing. Secular Monk says, Froes. Is this?
Oh, Frohes Neues Jahr, probably, Rob.
Oh, Frohes Neues Jahr. Is that Happy New Year? Yeah.
Exactly.
Ja.
Exactly.
Bob and Dida.
Frohes Neues Jahr.
Sony's 100th anniversary is 2024. What do you want them to release? Well, I want Tootsie. Can I get Tootsie in 4K, please? I really do. And we're getting Starman in that new box set.
Yeah.
Very cool. But off the top of my head, I have to look in and see what they might have. But
those questions are always tough to answer from them.
Vegas Robocop says, Happy New Year, fellas. Stay out of trouble. Stay out of trouble.
Try to be quiet. Try to be quiet.
Guy Newbie says that anonymous message was me. Sorry for not adding my name. Guy, I don't know. I don't know why you can't post. That sucks. And by the way, there's I don't know how many people are watching. Let me see how many people are watching right now. There's 295 of you watching. You should all go to Scream Factory's site, go to Shout Factory, and I only need 122 people to order the Hills Run Red Blu-ray. It's a great Blu-ray. It's the most self-indulgent Blu-ray ever made. There's like 8 hours, there's 10 hours of special features on it. The movie's like 83 minutes. I produced it. Dave Parker directed it. Go right now and go buy it, and let's sell that fucker out by the end of the year. Make it go out of print. Do me a solid. Go buy the Hills Run Red, because then they'll have to do a second printing, and maybe they'll ask us to do more special features.
Then you would need the double disc set, Rob.
Yeah, it's true. So we are caught up on special features. This is maybe my favorite show we've ever done, Dieter. I'm just saying. Back to you.
I have only one last, before I get into my top 10, Rob. One last.
We're not even in your top 10?
No, Rob, no.
Me neither.
One last honorable mention, Rob, considering movies that flopped and played on water. But this movie has gotten released over the years multiple times, so it's only an honorable mention.
Another Arrow banger. Arrow banging them out. Banging them out.
So the atmospheric. But since the movie has gotten released multiple times over the years, it only can get an honorable mention. So this was all my honorable mention. And after Rob's next one, I will get finally into the top 10.
Well, I'm not even anywhere near my top 10. You know,
okay,
because I have so much stuff that I wanted to show and bring out.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
bring it on, Rob. Bring it on.
Okay. One of the things I want to give again, I'm going to give some love to Kino Lorber, putting out classic films, even black and white films, especially black and white films in 4K. I mean, they put out like Stalag 17 in 4K, which I never thought I'd see, but I honestly think that I don't have a number, but Night of the Hunter in 4K. This disc looks incredible. This is a crazy movie. If you've never seen Night of the Hunter, it's a horror film. And Robert Mitchum is one scary motherfucker in this movie. And it's so, I mean, this cover is great. You know what's funny? I didn't even think about this.
Okay.
Because I have it in one of my sleeves.
You haven't checked it, Rob. Okay.
I haven't checked. I haven't seen if it has a reversible cover. First of all, O-Ring. Shout out to the O-Ring. Now, I don't know if a classic title like this... No, it does not.
No.
And by the way, this is not to subtract... I don't understand how Kino Lorber decides to do reversible covers or not.
But we need to check, Rob.
You need to check. But this is a banger 4K release from Kino Lorber. Shout out to Kino Lorber. this is a great time. If you've not seen this movie, this is one of the great movies ever made. It's terrifying. And Shelley Winters is in it. I want to say pre-Lolita. Definitely pre-Lolita. And it is so great. If you only know Shelley Winters from the Poseidon Adventure, you don't know Shelley Winters. Night of the Hunter, you got to get this. It's so awesome. And this release is dope. So, thank you, Kino. Go buy this. Everybody needs it. Thank you. Now, I need you to give me a minute, so I'm going to give you the floor.
Okay. You give me the floor. Okay. You know what? Since I will wait till Rob comes back to us, I will just show something that is not on the list, but stands here beside me. It is the DVD, actually, special edition of the director. Rob informed me about it because I didn't know the director who did Godzilla -1 also did the Returner. And I'm still waiting, perhaps, of a good Blu-ray of the movie because it's just a DVD. This was the Japanese special edition for that movie, which was totally an awesome package. We have 2 packages here. So let me just see which one is the first with the discs. This is the back of it. Came with 2 discs, and luckily with English subtitles, because one of my pet peeves with the Japanese releases is often, if they are a Japanese movie, often they are not featuring English subtitles. And here we have the second one, shows all the mechanics that were used in the movie for time travel stuff. And we have some nice art cards in it. Haven't seen the movie in a long time, but I totally loved it back in the day. So this would be a nice title to get as a new physical media release. So let me just see. This was the shooting storyboard. They added here. Just see, flip through it. Shooting storyboard for the Returner. And other nice art cards. I wouldn't even know if the movie is available anywhere just to stream. But like I said, this is from the director who did Godzilla -1. Returner, the old DVD special edition. So a little bit off topic here, but I thought, since we are about,
is there such a thing as off topic on this show?
Normally not Rob, but I did show Rob because you reminded me, or you told me, I didn't know that the director of Godzilla -1 did the Returner. So I showed the old Japanese special edition for the movie, Rob. This is a movie, Rob, that you and I both would love to have as a new Blu-ray with a new.
Well, maybe Godzilla -1's success will bring us a new 4K of Returner.
That would be great. So this was just a little bit of an intersection until you returned. Rob.
Thanks, I appreciate that. You know what? I've ripped on Warner Brothers a lot this year. Yeah. But you know what? I'm going to sing there. I come once again not to bury Warner Brothers, but to praise them.
Nice.
2 of my favorite horror films came out this year. Yeah. One is, of course, The Exorcist. This is not the Bible book edition. Hopefully the Vixter is going to hook me up with that if they ever put it out. I don't know. This is not that version. Yeah. But there's a lot of people that talk about this transfer. I've watched this transfer. I think it's tremendous. The color issues didn't bother me. Things like that. I don't think it was blown out like in the subway station scene.
Yeah.
The Exorcist, a phenomenal 4K release this year. Shout out to Warner Brothers. I mean, but really, let's be honest. Shout out to Warner Brothers UK. Now, I don't know if you've seen what Warner Brothers UK came up with, but I want to believe, and I might be wrong, somebody correct me if I'm wrong, but they're putting out in the first week of next year David Fincher's Seven. And they have the what's in the box.
The first week of 2024, Rob?
Yeah, bruh. Or maybe it's the last day of the year. No, it's, yeah.
I have no release date, Rob. I know it will come out, but I have no release date.
Oh, I think it's like the first week. Something like that.
Not sure, Rob. That would be
okay.
Pretty fast. Pretty fast, Rob.
Okay.
I don't know
hang on. Maybe you're right. Might be right. Let's just
check.
It has
a release date yet.
Hang on. No, wait. Hang on. It is. It's like some crazy. It's like, oh, you know what? I might not be able to get to it because it'll. Hang on one.
Yeah.
Let me just hang on. It's not. I've got so many windows open. 4K. Hang on. And let me just look. Wow. It's where is it? It's not even showing up.
Okay.
Anyway, I don't. Again, someone else look it up. I've got too many windows open because I'm broadcasting.
As far as I know, Rob, there is no release date yet.
I thought there is. It's like coming out right away, something like that.
Rob, that would be nice, like with the existing stuff. But
okay,
normally this stuff get promoted way ahead in advance.
All right, just saying. I don't know. It's like a crazy early thing.
Yeah,
I think. We'll see.
As far as I know, there is no release date yet.
Okay. Hang on, I'm still looking.
Yeah.
I'm still looking. But anyway, go ahead. Where is it up to me now?
As long as you have more than 10 titles, Rob. I only have 10 titles.
I do. I'm gonna give a shout out to Disney.
Okay.
By the way, Disney, you suck. First of all, let me just say you're where are the Fox titles? Why can't I get Patton? Where are the 4K? You have Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes coming out. You better release the original Planet of the Apes movies in 4K in a beautiful box set. What are they doing with the Fox library? French Connection in 4K. Patton in 4K. Planet of the Apes in 4K. Zardoz in 4K. That said, they released Cinderella and Snow White. Snow White, this disc is fucking stunning, as is Cinderella. So shout out to Disney for giving us this. All I know that Disney's doing right now is Cameron titles. Like, that's it. That's all they're doing. Like, all of Disney Home Video, they wonder why their stock price is down. You bought a movie studio, and you've done nothing with their library. Although I'll give a shout out, they put out Prey on 4K this year. Good for you. The Cinderella and Snow White discs, I thought they were going to be scrubbed of grain. Absolutely beautiful. Shout out to Disney. Right. Hey, Disney, it's your 100th anniversary. No Mary Poppins in 4K? No 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea in 4K? What the fuck are you people doing over there? Clearly nothing. I mean, you're not doing anything. Seriously, why are you not doing what you should be doing, which is the Lord's work? Why don't we have 20,000? You know why? Because they don't even know what 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea is. It's one of the greatest fantasy movies ever made. It would make Mary Poppins and 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea would look so good in 4K with a Dolby Atmos mix. Why aren't you doing it? I mean, Walt's crowning achievements. I know Walt is a middle-aged white man when he died. Probably, fallen from favor at the old Walt Disney Company. Look, you've lost Steamboat Willie. That version of Mickey Mouse is now in the public domain. Why don't you give us 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea and Mary Poppins? She's practically perfect in every way, except on 4K, because she's not on 4K. God damn it.
Damn it.
You people. What do you mean, you people? I mean you people. When you do things right, you really do them right. So as long as you don't use AI, we get this. Woo! Thank you. So, shout out to Disney.
Nice. Should I start with my number 10, Rob, then?
Sure. Let's start.
Okay.
And now, put your feet on the ground and keep reaching for the stars. On with the countdown.
Exactly. Number 10. Best release of the year, which was actually at number 2, but it dropped down to 10, Rob. Because just as with the Hellraiser box, those movies have gotten released over the years multiple times, but nevertheless, this was one just from the artwork. A fantastic set, the Bruce Lee set from Arrow with the movies in 4K. We showed it on on the show already. Great set with the movies in it. But as I said, the movies have been released multiple times over the years. But this is this is the last time I will buy them. So number 10, the Bruce Lee box from Arrow. That's number 10. Rob,
Wow.
balls in your court.
I've been showing my favorites, but I got to give this a shout out.
Yeah,
Again,
favorites,
Arrow.
favorite, Rob. That's it.
Here's something that Arrow did that, again, shout out to Arrow. They announced that they were going to release Michael Mann's Black Hat. Probably his least favored movie of I'm a huge Michael Mann fan. I like Black Hat. But there's a director's cut of it. There's the American version of it, there's the international version, and there's a director's cut. And people clamored, well, you're going to put the director's cut. They pulled the release from the schedule. They got the director's cut, and they put it on their disc. Now, it's not in 4K, but the original versions, I'd never seen the director's cut. I watched it with Elizabeth. Now, there's people that are debating which scenes need to be. The director's cut of this movie.
Because there are actually 3 versions.
There's 3 versions in this disc.
Yeah.
The director's cut of Black Hat is fucking amazing. It's top tier Michael Mann. I thought the inciting incident of this movie was a hacker blowing up a nuclear reactor. Yeah. It is not. The nuclear reactor doesn't blow up in this version of the movie until an hour in. I was stunned watching this.
We have to start with action, Rob. We have to start with action.
Dude, if there's ever an excuse about why fucking people at the studios don't know what the fuck they're talking about, this movie, this was a legendary picture. Thomas Tull, who I like, produced this film. You know, this is a legendary movie, and I do not know why the director's cut of this film was not the cut they went with. I mean, I know why. I'm sure some audiences said, well, that's boring. And of course, the first studio executive note would be, well, why don't we start the movie with the nuclear explosion so the stakes are higher? I don't understand. I mean, to be fair, they talk about soy, the price of soy being jacked up on the commodities market in Chicago. I get it. Michael Mann's from Chicago. I'm telling you, if you're a smart person, and I assume you would be, and anybody watching the show, the director's cut of this movie is top tier Michael Mann. It is great. And I was stunned watching the director's cut of this. Maybe I'm overselling it. Chris Hemsworth, I understand. And by the way, Lust Caution, who I was supposed to get an action figure of her, the love interest in this movie. Really like this. There's some really good special features too on this. Modern new special features where they interviewed Guy Hendricks Dias, who I know. I work with him on Superman Returns. He was the production designer of this movie. Great interview with him. And the cinematographer, great interview with him. So again, Arrow, really nice version. The internet. I will never watch the international and the American release of this ever again, ever. But the director's cut is worth it. One of my favorite releases of the year after seeing it. So you go, Arrow. By the way, they're not paying me, just so you know.
And considering the release date, Rob, there is probably not a 4K master at all. Isn't probably a movie that was only shot at 2K.
Probably because it's shot in video. Yes, but they did shoot it on the Alexa, and maybe they might have actually made a 4K master of it, but it was shot. Yes, it was. I would imagine the cameras they used were 4K cameras, probably, but I'm not sure. But still, 4K transfers. Even the director's cut looks great. It even has great sound.
Nice.
It probably only exists, on a tape master.
You have to watch it again, Rob. Haven't seen the movie in a long time.
Dude, there's a scene on like a Dutch cargo ship at the beginning, like this huge. I'm like, what? I loved it. I absolutely loved it. I'm a huge Michael Mann fan. By the way, for those of you people want to ask me, okay, yes, My Beloved Thief is one of my favorite movies of all time. His first feature. But I also do love his version of Miami Vice. And I love people like, well, I like the theatrical version where it just jumps into the club, and you've got Jay-Z and Limp Bizkit playing that, which is great. I like the beginning of with the cigarette boats racing. I love the director's cut of Miami Vice. So sue me. But as far as Michael Mann goes, Black Hat, director's cut, oh yeah, loved it. Thank you, Aaron.
And I think that they are not that different in the running time.
No, which is wild because there's extra scenes. There's, it's funny. There's extra scenes in the American and the international cut that aren't in the director's cut, but I don't. Some people say, well, you have to have this scene. No. I don't think so. I think the director's cut of Black Hat is definitive.
Nice.
But your mileage may vary.
Yeah.
By the way, what time is it there in Germany? Where are you at?
It is 10:30 p.m. Rob. So
we have to keep the show going for another 90 minutes to celebrate New Year's.
Let's see how long it will take. Rob is probably surprised. Where is the trash? Here it comes at position 9. Rob, it was even as an honorable mention on Chris Score's list. And I know Rob is always saying, physical media sales are down. But if a crowdfunding movie gets this kind of a nice media book release, has to be featured at the best release, or my favorite release of the years, which is, of course, Matt Heidi. Even Chris Gore featured it on his honorable mentions, considering best movies of the year. Came with the 4K and the soundtrack. So, bought it once and already got all what I wanted. Number 9, Rob. Matt Heidi, media book. Give it over to you.
Well, so I got to say, again, Studio Canal, they put out some great stuff, all these box sets, Highlander, Flash Gordon, everything. Now, I didn't get my big box set from Amazon UK. It disappeared. It went into the ether. Don't know where it went. But Studio Canal, Lionsgate, they rode to my rescue. They put out Godard's Contempt with Brigitte Bardot, La Méprise. I love this movie. It's probably the best Jack Palance movie ever made. No, I know it's a Western, but I love this film. It's out in 4K. I have it in my hands. One of the great disappointments was not getting the box set that they put out because I have all their box sets, so I had to wait for the domestic release. Thank you, Amazon UK. Come on now. Come on, people. Between The Exorcist debacle and this. Yeah. Anyway, they've been good to me now. Amazon UK is great. But getting Godard's Contempt, very excited about that. So, very happy. What more can I say? It's about movie making. And everybody should buy it. It's the 60th anniversary. Now, if only Criterion would put out, speaking of French films, I hear Amélie is coming out in 4K next year. Let me just say it's one of my favorite movies of all time. I don't know if Studio Canal is putting it out, but whoever's... Okay. I want to buy every version of Amélie that exists. I want swag. I want everything. Don't fuck me, Amazon UK, if I have to go to you to get my Amélie disc. That's probably my most...
I'm not sure. Wasn't it an announcement for America? When considering Amélie for 4K? I'm not sure anymore.
I don't know. I just want Amélie. I want it. UK. Gotta have it. It's necessary. So, yeah.
Nice. So, it's up to me, Rob. Okay? At number 8, it's not best releases considering swag or stuff, but for me, this is actually a double feature. For me, important releases, because we thought we wouldn't get those types of titles. So for me, at position 9 is the Bray Steelbook and the Mandalorian Steelbook, which is then the only new thing I'll be showing this week, because they were only made for streaming. We thought we would never get it.
It's true.
But here they are. And especially, I love the UK and the German one, which not only features the 4K, they feature the Blu-ray too. And we have some 3 nice artworks that came with the Mandalorian. So perhaps not best release considering mucho extras, swag, packaging, but important releases in my book. So Prey and Mandalorian Steelbook from Disney as a double feature. And unlike perhaps the Cameron stuff, what I hear, or at least for Prey, I can attest to that, great transfers. Rob,
There are great transfers.
it's you.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Now, see, I'm not doing my top 10, just so people know. I'm just doing,
Yeah, I know,
I've been showing stuff. So
Yeah.
this, I got to say, I got to give a shout out. This was a cat in the bag, and I haven't gotten all the way through it.
Yeah.
But I don't even believe this even exists. There's,
Hold it in your hand, Rob.
I only
Yes,
bought
please.
I only bought this because of the documentary on film restoration that was on it.
Yeah.
Again, comes out from Vinegar Syndrome in a chunky box. The Lost
nice.
Picture Show. This has 70s bush porn. It's got a kids movie. This is insane. These are all like lost films. That, by the way, I'd
How are
never
they
heard-
connected, Rob? How are they connected to movies?
Probably
I'm
because
not
they
at
were all lost. I don't quite know.
Okay.
How they're connected is they all appear in this box.
Was it probably a stock that Vinegar Syndrome purchased and they were just in it?
I haven't delved into it enough to tell you.
Like the New York Ninja thing?
I watched The Last American Hobos.
Yeah.
I mean, here's the thing. I can't, like, I've got girls that live here. I can't, like, watch 70s bush porn, like, as an analytical exercise. It just looks weird. So I haven't seen some of these yet. I don't have a Blu-ray player here in the Robservatory. I moved it all up in the house. But again, if nothing else, the fact that this even exists at all, and these are movies I'd never heard of. First of all, metal clasp box opens up. I mean, this is so well. You've got the advertisements, in the. It's just. This is so weird and wacky, and only Vinegar Syndrome would do it. And I gotta show you. So,
Okay.
I hope I don't get demonetized. Well, maybe I would. Look, it's a new kind of thrill, and they make this. They spend all. You gotta love Vinegar Syndrome for doing this because nobody would do this. It smashes the dirty business of call girls, drugs, burlesque, and killers. Beware the Black Widow. I mean, they found all this stuff. And then they give you, of course, I mean, look at this.
Nice.
And then you open it up.
Yeah.
I mean, and the more, this stuff is the best. So, shout out to Vinegar Syndrome for putting this out. I don't know when I'll ever be afforded the opportunity to watch all of the movies in this box set. But, I think the fact that they did this at all is worthy of celebration, and that's why we love Vinegar Syndrome, because not only will they put out Roadhouse and Showgirls, they'll put this box set out. And this was like $150 or something. Yeah. I don't even know. I bought it on Black Friday, the same day as Existence. It's funny. I went to buy this, and there was Existence, and I'm like, oh, click. So that was my Black Friday purchase from Vinegar Syndrome. So shout out to Vinegar Syndrome. You rule.
Awesome. At my number 7, it's actually a title that I wouldn't consider best or not even favorite release, but the most interesting release. Because we always show steel books and media books, but I've never seen a combination of the two, and I hope this will be the only one. So it is something special. So for me, this was just an interesting release. I put at number 7, the Sleepy Hollow.
Phenomenal
Steelbook.
4K, phenomenal transfer, amazing.
Which combined being a steelbook and a media book.
Yeah.
So I thought I've never seen something like this, and just for being unique.
I missed out on it.
number
That's
7.
something I would want to go back and get because it's great. By the way, Pilgrim Media says Happy New Year, Mr. Burnett.
Happy New Year.
Well, Mr.
So for me,
Pilgrim.
just from the
Happy New
from
Year
the
to you
unique
too.
idea, it deserved number 7 spot. Sleepy Hollow. comparable.
Well, you know, it's funny. I'm like down. You know what? I'm just going to say, since I'll again belabor the point, I'm going to give a shout out now. It's not because of the movie, but I'm going to give a shout out to Saw X. And I'm going to give a shout out to this, obviously from Lionsgate. I actually really like this movie. What I want to give a shout out to about this disc and why people should get this disc, even if you're not a Saw fan or you don't even, if you've seen none of the movies, actually if you've seen none of the movies in the franchise, it still works. Shout out to our boy Cliff Stevenson.
Yeah.
Cliff Stevenson was given the tools, he already had the talent, and he was given the budget to make a tremendous documentary on the making of this movie.
Especially when you think about it, the tenth part in a franchise, Rob, you know?
The 10th part of a franchise, yeah, and okay, there might be, I think Cliff's he's kind of a Nepo baby, because, you know, his beautiful wife, Cliff scored, by the way, his beautiful wife's an exec at at Lionsgate, sorry for saying New Line, and she's great, but the two of them together, the pair is keeping the art of special features alive. And that this documentary is really, really good. And I would say for no other reason, I mean, and the movie's good too, but Cliff's work in this documentary is exemplary. You know, it's funny because I remember Cliff used to say that, well, I've been inspired by the work you did, meaning me. And I have to say, if he was a Padawan, he has surpassed his work. He doesn't need me to say this, but from the work he did on the Hannibal discs years ago.
The Hunger Games, Rob.
The Hunger Games. I mean, Cliff is the fucking man. And not only that, he's one of the nicest people I've ever met in Los Angeles. He's a family man. He's a Hot Toys figure collector. But most importantly, he's a tremendous documentarian. And Saw X, get it for his documentary alone. And the movie's good. But shout out to Cliff. Shout out to Lionsgate. Shout out to Saw 10. Who would have thought, or Saw X, that and
Saw 11 is in production, Rob, in pre-production.
I'm telling you, it's a good movie if you like the franchise. I was on set for the first film at Lacey Street Studios. I was shooting behind the scenes. And that was 2004, 2003.
Did you already had an idea, Rob? This will be a great hit. When you were on the set?
No, I was only there for a couple days, but it was you could tell. I mean, at James Wan, Lee Wanell, you know, it was something special. But shout out to Cliff Stevenson, shout out to Lionsgate for still allowing or paying for documentaries like this to exist. So, Saw X.
And Rob, we not talk about what we show, but you gave me the exact ball that I need to continue, because the next title on my list, number 6, is actually gotten there through the special features, because those lists are not even always about this is a movie that I love, but just in general. It is, of course, the Oppenheimer Steelbook. Considering the special features that were here on, which made me appreciate the movie way more. And after seeing it the second time, I quite liked it. So just in general, I bought it, the Steelbook, and there's no need to buy it ever again, considering this package is already great. So for me, it deserved to be in the top 10 spot at position 6 because of the features, the special features.
I was between paychecks, so I didn't get. This to me is the greatest 4K release of the year. Not archival. In terms of just quality, which isn't surprising. This disc is insane. It's a demo disc. I mean, it's pretty interesting because this movie is. I love this movie. I think it's Christopher Nolan's best film. I know it might not be my favorite. Maybe it is. I don't know. I need to watch it more. I love this movie so much. Yeah. I'm obsessed with this movie. Okay. It's a movie about dudes talking in rooms, and it's incredibly riveting. I love this film. The sound is amazing. One of my favorite releases of the year. This would be my number one 4K disc of the year because of the quality. But since you already brought it up, I will say that, and I do want to find out. You know, again, I thought I'd be able to get a steelbook. I didn't realize it would sell out. It famously sold out immediately, and it makes sense. I should have anticipated that. So if anyone has an extra steelbook, I really do want to get it.
You can still get it internationally.
I did ask the Vixter if she could hook it up, but we'll see. I love this film, and what a 4K this is! My God.
Yeah.
But this does have 3 discs, so
yeah,
it does have a whole disc of special features. And I was going to say, along with Cliff
and the
Stevenson
movie
over
on
at
Blu-ray,
Lionsgate,
which I always appreciate when the movie still comes on Blu-ray too.
yes, so great stuff. Well done, Christopher Nolan. It's amazing that this movie has grossed over $900 million. Wow.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was
help of Barbie a little bit.
one of my top titles of the year. So there you go.
Okay. At the number 5 spot is actually not a movie, Rob.
What?
It's actually not a movie. No. It is the Black Sabbath Live Evil Super Deluxe Edition, which featured the live album with a new remix, and the new remix, Rob, was top notch. I couldn't believe it. Like hearing the album for the first time, it came with nice swag like the tour book from back in the day, and even a book about the album. So really, I was blown away by how good the movie, the live recording sounded now. So for me, it was one of my releases of the year. Black Sabbath, the Live Evil Super Deluxe Edition, but you can get it just the CD version. You don't need to buy the Super Deluxe version if you're just interested in the album. And of course, as always, it is made in Germany. Well, where else? So this is my number 5 spot, Rob. Strangely enough, not a movie.
Oh, well, I've got one of those too coming. So we're, great minds think alike. Now, I mean, I'm running out of things I want to talk about, but this was one of my most eagerly awaited. I actually stressed out that I wasn't going to get this, but one of my most eagerly awaited releases. One of my favorite things that came out this year, the 50th anniversary of The Wicker Man. Again, Studio Canal, vintage classics. I was like, if they don't send this shit to me, I'm going to get apoplectic and I'm going to throw myself onto the 10 freeway to get run over. I mean, I was really, dude, I was sweating this one. I pre-ordered this like 6 months in advance. I love The Wicker Man. This is the granddaddy of folk horror. We wouldn't have Florence Pugh running a cult in the Scandinavia without this movie in Midsummer. I mean, this is. By the way, shout out to Florence Pugh for Oppenheimer. You know what I'm saying? Delightful. So you go, Florence Pugh. But this is so great, and this release again, getting the movie. I mean, come on, you open this shit up. Look at this. Come on, dude. Lord Summerisle. There's great swag in here. I mean, but again, the transfer of the movie. I've owned this movie. I had this the box set. The wooden box set. I had that.
Yeah.
When I was moving, I dropped it and it shattered. So it happens, Rob. As I get older, I'm like, do I really? I used to think the only movie that I'm going to keep all my versions of maybe is To Live and Die in L.A. and Gladiator, Star Wars, Dawn of the Dead, maybe. I just keeping a bunch of different. It's become a little ridiculous. Even I'm like, okay, this is all I need. This is all I need. This is the definitive Wicker Man. The transfer is great if you haven't seen this movie. I mean, the thing is, there's movies that have ended this way now since then, in the last 50 years. This is half a century old. It's not going to surprise anybody. People are going to guess the ending if you haven't seen it. But the movie is so good. I love this film. I saw this movie. I don't know why, but I associate this movie with Peter Weir's The Last Wave because I saw them on a double feature. And The Last Wave was new, and this had already been out, but I hadn't seen it. And I have great affection for this movie. I love this box set. It's awesome. It's chonky. when you display it on the shelf, it looks like it's what's the Wicker Man, Bob? It looks so nice. One day I'm going to show this to Elizabeth's mom and dad just to be fun. I'm going to be like, it's a mystery.
Yeah.
Like I'll go all Shakespeare in Love. Well, how's it going to happen? I don't know. It's a mystery. But yes, I love this. Thank you, Studio Canal, and thank you, Amazon UK, for making sure this actually came to my house.
Finally, from Ascendia.
Finally, yes. Thank you. The thing is, you have to pay extra. I always forget because I pre-order stuff. I hit click. I forget you have to go in there and actually ask for the premium shipping. So that's what you got to do. Get that premium shipping. But yeah, one of my favorite releases of the year. By the way, I can show more releases and stuff I've bought that I love, but I only have one more. Oppenheimer was my number one 4K release of the year, but I have one more disc in terms of my top 10, just so you know. So you can, why don't you just go and do your top 10?
Okay.
Or top rest.
I'm actually, Rob, at number 4. And as I said in the beginning of the show, I love doing especially this one, but it has to incorporate the most preparation because I stumbled across this box set and I thought, wait, this came out in 2023. Why hasn't it shown up when I went through my shopping list? And then it came to me, Rob. You actually have to go back further than 2023 because we do pre-orders, Rob. And we do pre-orders in 2022, but the release is actually 2023. So I stumbled across just seeing it, and it stands for all 88 movies. But I picked this one from 88 films, In the Line of Duty box set.
Who's in the first one of those?
In the first one, Michelle Yeoh. In the first one.
And who else?
In the second one, of course, Cynthia is with Michelle. In the second one. There she is, Rob. Okay? Had to feature. So this is for all, actually. All good stuff that 88 Films is doing with this. So 1 to 4. So it fits with the spot. My number 4. In the Line of Duty. Etc. So, should I go on, Rob?
Will your heart go on, Dieter?
I hope so. So,
like in Titanic?
Rob already mentioned it. Another double feature, just as Bray, Mandalorian was, to feature Vinegar Syndrome, of course. Rob told us about it already. Of course, I had to put Showgirls, just because they did send out a replacement disc without doing anything. And even the booklet, which I wasn't even aware contained a mistake. So they did send a new booklet with the replacement disc out too. So Showgirls, one of my favorite release of
I would
the
like
year.
to add...
Even Rob, hate to say it, I even like the German transfer too.
I like that. And you got me the German transfer, the German media book. I think that in our day and age when replacement discs, studios are making mistakes, I do want to give a shout out to Vinegar Syndrome for doing that. We didn't even know the book has a misprint. They went to their considerable expense.
I wasn't sure why do I get a booklet too?
But I would be remiss because as much as you got to give credit where credit is due. A shout out to Paramount. Big shout out to Paramount because they put out other than The Exorcist, one of my second favorite horror. One of my second. You can't have more than one second favorite horror movie. But Rosemary's Baby is right up there. Hey, Rosemary's Baby came out from Paramount. Why don't you release Chinatown in 4K? Same director. Yeah. Please, before the world goes to hell in a handbasket and Alex Garland's Civil War becomes true in the next election, please, can I have Chinatown in 4K? I want peace on earth and goodwill to men. Oh, I shouldn't say that. I want peace on earth, goodwill to men, women, they, them, whomever. I just want peace on earth, but I also want Chinatown in 4K. Please. Dolby Atmos. And if you don't want to release it, please give it to Kino Lorber. Give it to Kino Lorber. Please, just give it to Kino Lorber. And also Lionsgate, Basic Instinct in 4K. Please, no teal and orange. Anyway, that's my hope. That's my dream, Ray Kinsella. Do you know a place where I can go to? But anyway, shout out to Paramount because they replaced the Rosemary's Baby disc very quickly. They knew there was a one missing line of dialogue. They replaced it. The day that they announced that they were shipping their replacement discs on social media, on X, Twitter X, I got my disc in the mail. Yeah. So shout out to Paramount. That was some good customer service. Well done, Paramount. That doesn't mean that I'm just going to be grateful for the rest of my life because you know why? Say it with me. No Chinatown in 4K. Just saying, why can't I do that? Why can't I get it?
Yeah.
Anyway, back to you.
Since I said this is a double feature on Position 3, the other one is from Vinegar Syndrome 2. Just as with Undefeatable, that we get a movie, which I say would be saying with a C grade in this kind of edition in 4K is insane to me. At number 3 spot, last year it was Roadhouse. This year,
oh my God,
it's Sidekicks. Just for me, that Vinegar Syndrome goes above and beyond to put out a C movie like this one in this kind of cool edition is insane. So Showgirls and Sidekicks both start with an S, end with an S, so I thought it was befitting. Vinegar Syndrome, both titles at position number 3.
No, you know what? I got a number 2.
Yeah, okay.
I got a number 2. I want to show it, and it is not a movie. It's this. Everyone knows I'm a fanatical Prince fan. The most expensive action figure I own is this custom Prince figure right here. Ridiculous, but I have it. Diamonds and Pearls, the Prince Legacy. This box set is amazing. It comes with 7. I didn't get the vinyl. I get the CDs. 7 CDs, including the Vault collection. 3 discs. It has a book. It has. I mean, this is incredible. But here's something that happened. So here are the discs, right? Here's the CDs that come with this selection. When I got this, you might notice one is missing, and it was the Vault 1, which is one of the why you get these is because of all the Vault, the unreleased stuff. First of all, here's the discs. It comes with a hardcover book. Actually, here's this is the thing that came on the outside of it. Yep. It comes with a hardcover book, which is amazing. But now, I was so bummed. Like I can't even tell you when the Vault disc, because when you order these, they're gone. You can't. Yep. So I contacted the Prince store, and I said, "Yo, I didn't get the Vault 1. Is there any way to get the disc?"
And you only wanted the disc, Rob. You only wanted the disc.
I just wanted the one disc. The one disc that I didn't need the.
That's missing.
The hardcover book. It was just what was in here. And as you can see, somebody just forgot. The disc. Yeah. It just wasn't. They sent me another one.
Complete package.
Complete package. They just sent me. Not only they didn't ask, they didn't require me to give them. Because I think it was I told them what was missing, and it was so specific. I wasn't trying to scam them. It truly was missing. They immediately sent me a replacement. And along with Paramount and their Rosemary's Baby disc, I understand it maybe in the grand scheme of things, it didn't cost them that much money, but this is a $150 package. It meant a lot to me because I love Prince. And to have the Prince store, shout out to the Prince store, give me that kind of customer service made my year. And when I got the box, I was like, oh my God. And thank you. A heartfelt thanks. That kind of customer service, again, it makes you believe. By the way, this set is a fucking banger. I mean, it again remastered, and I did also buy the super deluxe edition of Diamonds and Pearls in 4K. So, I mean 4K in Dolby Atmos.
Yeah.
So amazing. So thank you all. There you go. And
I can actually see, Rob, how did it perhaps happen? You have that blue background all
well,
over,
that me too. So you look at it.
You probably don't recognize it immediately when you put it in.
No, and somebody it was probably done by hand, and somebody just missed it.
Yeah.
And you know, it was so cool of them, and I have to say it was really, aside from not getting my contempt, I was really upset because part of, as a Prince fan, to not get the Vault 1. There's 3 different Vault discs in here, and I mean, could I have listened to it on Spotify? Sure, probably. But that's not what the show's about, is it?
No, definitely not, Rob. Definitely not.
So, heartfelt thanks to the Print Store, and I highly recommend, if you ever want to buy physical media from them, please do so. And they are great. Shout out to you guys. You are sexy motherfuckers, one and all.
Nice. So, we come to my number 2, Rob. And those lists is not even has to be combined with we love the movie. I will give it another shot, but it put me a little bit to sleep the first time. Okay, I was a little bit tired, perhaps not the best movie.
Your number 2 movie put you to sleep?
Yeah, but considering the set, it is insane. I will watch it again when I'm perhaps a little bit better rested. But for me, it is actually one of the sets of the year, which is, of course, the Picnic at Hanging Rock set.
Oh, and by the way,
Side.
Who put that out?
Second Side, which would be a double feature here on my list as second place with It Follows, but we already featured It Follows. So at the second place with It Follows is the Picnic at Hanging Rock, which comes with the movie with 2 cuts on 4K, 2 Blu-rays, the book for the movie, and the book considering the movie. So this is just a great set. Like I said, you don't always have to love the movie, but I will give it another shot. I have to watch it again.
Transfer looks great too.
Yeah, exactly. But just the set alone is worth putting it on the list at number 2. Picnic at Hanging Rock from Second Sight.
I have a definitive number 1.
Let me hear it, Rob. Let me hear it.
People might think this is crazy, but this is one of my favorite movies of all time. I'm not going to apologize for loving this movie. It's one of my favorite movies of all time, and I've owned it on VHS. I bought it for like $56 in like 1980 from Paramount. I've owned it on Laserdisc. I've owned it on DVD. Unfortunately, I bought it on Blu-ray. And the version on Blu-ray was not the movie.
Like it.
They fucking changed his shit.
Yeah.
They changed his shit. And
to make it more comical, Rob. Make it more comical.
And then I bought it from Australia they brought it out again on Blu-ray. Beautiful box set from Imprint. Then Arrow announces that they're releasing it in a box set with both versions in 4K and Dolby Atmos. And I have to tell you, I got this in, cracked it open. Elizabeth, she was gone. She was coming back from school. I was fucking blaring
on
this
Insta,
movie.
on Insta about it.
Dude, I couldn't. I put this on. I was like weeping. I was weeping. The transfer was so good. I was just, oh my God. It was a revelation. It was as if take your religious leader of choice, as if they came in front of you and presented you with manna from heaven. And by the way, I did not know that Arrow had a special version of this on their website. But even if I did, I would not have bought it because I bought it so many times. I liked their crazy new packaging because I knew I'd get the original.
Me too, Rob.
So, for those of you who don't already know, here it is. Walter Hill's seminal
Come out and play, Rob.
1979, The Warriors.
Oh.
This is my release of the year. I mean, it might not be Second Sight, Dawn of the Dead level love, but it's fucking close. It's all about the transfer. Now, I know some of you are going to buy this, and you're going to put it on, you're going to see the Paramount logo, and it's going to look grainy as fuck. And you're going to be like, Rob, this... No. It's made... Most of this movie is shot at night.
Don't make a judgment with just the logo, Rob. Don't make a judgment just with the logo. The logo is always good.
And this cool new illustrated artwork. You got the O-ring, okay? You know, and first of all, you've got the reversible cover, yeah? And that's you've got the Armies of the Night one sheet. Which is great.
Artwork. Great
artwork. But now here's the thing. I didn't even know what I didn't know. So I open this up. You know there's a lot of gangs in this movie, right?
Yeah.
Arrow, I don't know who thought about this. Maybe my friend Scott did. They included stickers with the logos of all of the different gangs in the movie. The Furies, the Boppers, the Turnbull ACs, the Lizzies, the Punks, the Gramercy Riffs, the Warriors themselves, and the Rogues. I mean, I don't know who decided to do this, but you know what I'm going to do with these stickers? I have 12th scale action figures from the Warriors. I'm going to have 2024, I'm going to build like the Gramercy Riffs place, and I'm just going to have all I'm going to have a diorama, make a diorama, and I'm going to put these on the walls. I mean, if I had a Peachy, if I was in high school or J-High or even elementary school, I would put these on my Peachy. People are like, "What's a Peachy?" Look it up. Peachy, Peechee, I think. I put these on my Peachy. I don't know who did this, but that's why Arrow is awesome. Stickers. I didn't even know all the gangs had logos. Maybe these are from the video games. I don't even know if these are canon, but they are now. These have entered my headcanon as the official logos of the disc. This disc, I can't even begin to tell you how much.
And even Rob, you only care about the theatrical version, but the other cut is available.
Yeah, it's in there in 4K. So Walter Hill did this one. This is actually, believe it or not, based on a Greek myth. This story, and so I know people are like, what? It is. This movie now, because the gangs are so goofy, it's almost like it's a post-apocalyptic movie. It almost feels vaguely science fiction, certainly dystopian. I love this movie. I can recite this movie probably from the beginning. Barry Dvorak, who did the score for this movie, wrote the theme from SWAT. I'm telling you, my disc release of the year comes from Arrow. And by the way, dude,
I'm waiting for mine, Rob.
This new artwork, you know, you got the poster, like Arrow does. You know, they made. I love that they made this new, but I do love the. You know, there's been a Rockstar did a Warriors video game, and you got this poster, which is cool.
Nice.
And of course, you got the reproduction of the original one sheet, if that's what you want. God bless Arrow
and I think
for doing
the original one sheet is the separate version on Arrow.
Yeah, it's the reverse. And the funny thing is the reason I wanted this is because it was new. I mean, I like the original key art, but Arrow always includes it, and they did on the reversible sleeve. I like this. I mean, I really enjoyed this whole kind of a cool thing because it's like more of a Mondo vibe. But god damn, man.
Nice.
Thank you, Arrow. That is my number one release of the year because, you know, it's like Dawn of the Dead. Maybe Dawn of the Dead, you know, it's one of my favorite movies of all time. Maybe people don't love it as much as I love it, what it means to me. The Warriors and Dawn of the Dead kind of were the dawn for me, the dawn of physical media. I had a bootleg of Dawn of the Dead on VHS. Shh. Thank you, Bud Warner. He gave it to me. And I had The Warriors was one of the earliest Paramount tapes that I had. And I watched those movies probably 100 times each. So to finally get this, I was so pissed when they put out that fucked up director's cut. And it was great to get the imprint box set. It really was. Good on imprint, which, by the way, I will honor and always keep. But this 4K Dolby Atmos, Dolby Vision transfer is so good. I literally weeping. Not to oversell it, but there you go. There's my number one release of the year.
Okay. My number one, Rob. Now I will cheat 2 times. So. One, it's not a movie.
What?
It's a TV show. It's a TV show. Second, I looked up when it came out. It was just at the end of 2022, but I didn't know about the release. I stumbled across it in 2023, and I showed it on the show. I still have it in the box shop because I don't know where to put it. And it is from Korea, from Chan Park-wook, the box set for The Little Drummer Girl. It's Florence Pugh, which came with all those great stuff in it. You can just get the series as a 4K steelbook, but this came with all the great books with the logos and everything. So you can really take a deep dive into the series for the movie. Just see another book, and then you did get those great folders with a lot of swag. It's actually tough. I will not put it out. Some matches here, some news articles. So there was really a lot of thought putting into this. Here another almost passport photos here from Alexander Skarsgård. And no, Michael Shannon. Actually, Michael Shannon is in the series. Passports, cards, a lot, just insane amount. Oh, sorry, insane amount of swag. So actually, 3 folders with just swag on end, and then of course, at the end of the set came what you can purchase separately. Just the great steelbook with the series, which comes with the director's cut versions of the episodes.
Wow, dude,
So
that's badass.
Yeah, this was for me from Korea, of course, Rob. You know how Koreans treat their movies. So from Chan Park-wook, his series The Little Drummer Girl as a director's cut in this insane box set is my number one release of this year.
That is a fine array of films.
And a strange choice, Rob, because it's not a movie, but for me, this is insane, Rob. What is in there? You can probably spend the whole day with all that stuff.
I just would like to point out that once again, first of all, the viewership. Shout out to our audience. We have some of the greatest, most loyal, most supportive members of the audience ever. But that same audience, while we're on this show, brings us sometimes great news, sometimes terrible news.
Ooh.
As we have been talking and showing stuff, we've had both.
Yeah. Oh, let me know what.
I want to get, first of all, Pilgrim Media says, Dieter, I was born in Munich in 1959.
Okay. Ooh, nice. He's older than we are, Rob.
Older than we are, and my God, you know. But you know what that means? That means he could have watched Star Trek First Run. I don't know. 200 Watt Studio says, tell Liz that the last minute replacement for Ben-Hur tonight will be the Wicker Man. 200 Watt Studio says, that Wicker Man box, does it come with a cut of the bees? Says 200 Watt Studio. No, how dare you? How dare you? How dare you say that?
Not the bees.
Pilgrim Media says, Rob, would these Steelbook media last or survive 100 years? That's a good question. You know, I have to tell you, I have CDs that I bought in 1984 that still play. Now, people talk about if you had laser discs, there was such a thing called laser rot.
Yeah.
And laser rot happened when the aluminum would oxidize. It would literally rust. And it was because the two sides of the cover of the disc were not sealed well. And that happened in America. Do you know whose discs did not oxidize? The fucking Japanese. You know why? Because they're awesome. I mean, for me, it was all about vinyl. Like, American vinyl was here, UK vinyl was here, and Japanese vinyl was... You'd spend a lot more money for it. But, yeah, so CDs, the idea was we don't know how long they'll last, to be honest. Because will they oxidize? I don't know. But I have never had a CD... Next year... 1980 was the first time I ever bought VHS. 1984 was the first... Actually, 83, 84, I was buying CDs and Laserdiscs before I had a player. I did not get a CD or a Laserdisc player. I got the CLD 900 from Pioneer. It was the first combi player they released. It was the first Laserdisc CD player, and I got it for my high school graduation. And my grandfather got it for me because he had in the Pacific Northwest, Schoenfeld's Furniture was a thing. And back then, you'd go to he had a 10-story furniture store in Tacoma, Washington. They had an electronics department, so he was able to get it for me at cost. So that's how I got my VCRs and stuff like that. But 84 will be the first year I bought CDs and Laserdiscs. So, and those CDs still work.
When you worked at the Seattle Laserdisc shop, did you get imports too from Japan?
Yeah.
That you sold
yeah, and that was the thing. They didn't like me for this, but when Pony started
how did you purchase this for the store?
Well, we had a buyer, because
the internet was not a thing, Rob.
No, but we were able to get them. We were able to purchase them at the time because no one even knew they existed. But I did because there was still I'd read things or people told me but I knew that they were releasing like this. I've shown it before many times, but this is the very first letterbox with the Obi. This is the Japanese Laserdisc for Star Wars. By the way, this color timing of the movie is still definitive. And
unaltered version.
And I think I got this in 87? 87?
Yeah, okay.
This cost me $150 in 1987. So I haven't played this in 25 years. I don't know if I'll ever play it again because it's NTSC video. Who cares? But as an artifact of a bygone era, it's cool to have, I mean, the Japanese cared with the gold embossing. This kind of ended... It's funny because I've always thought that when Disney started doing their box sets of Laserdiscs, I think they followed this packaging design because they were the white... It's very similar to what they ended up doing with Fox.
Rob, you worked in that store selling Laserdiscs. How did you decided on the price for selling it? You have to... especially with the Japanese discs.
Well, the Japanese discs were expensive. I mean, when I say $150, that was the markup. I didn't know. I didn't choose the price. I only ordered. I was the manager and buyer of. It was a 3-store chain, and this stuff. Look, the only reason I got it was because I wanted one. So I would get them to at least get 2 copies, and they would get pissed when I would buy it. I'm like, I'll pay retail. I don't care. And what I would do is I actually loaned out my Japanese letterbox laserdiscs to customers that would make like Super Beta. Like Super Beta was still a thing then. It was a great format, better than VHS. People were making Super Beta copies, and I mean, I should have been a drug dealer. I'm like, here, you want a letterbox Star Wars, man? Here it is. But I didn't charge anybody any money. I was just happy to have, but people bought it. So there was the 3 Star Wars movies, and then there was the MGM. There were 5 MGM movies released letterboxed. There was The Hunger, Clash of the Titans, 2001, 2010, and was it Brainstorm? I don't remember. And they were the first letterbox movies that came out, and then the Star Wars movies came out, and then I started getting. I know how I ordered it. I got the Pioneer used to put out quarterly a Laserdisc catalog.
Oh, okay.
In Japanese. So I would see the pictures, and I knew what the Japanese character was for letterbox. It was kind of a thing and two hash marks or whatever. And so, like, when my mom went to Japan, it was so funny. I took a piece of notebook paper, like white lined notebook paper, and I cut out the pictures from the Japanese Laserdisc catalog and pasted them on there, and I meticulously wrote in Japanese the titles. And so my mom explained she was like, she comes back from Japan.
I'm not driving to Japan to buy Laserdiscs for you.
Yeah, well, she said I went to 3 different stores, but she said it was so funny because my mom's, she gets annoyed whenever I ask her to do anything, and she said though that once she unfolded my piece of paper, the people at the store were like, oh yes. And they would take them, and they're like, and they would make it their mission. And when they couldn't find the disc, they were really upset. They're like, very disappointed. But one of those discs was like the Japanese Life Force disc that was letterboxed with a cool girl strapped to the thing. Look up the Japanese Life Force cover. But it was like I recruited my mom, so it's yeah, it was. Nice. So I haven't got to the news, the good news and the bad news. The good news comes from our friend Paul Allen Burnett.
Oh, nice.
Paul Allen Burnett says, he sends in a tip.
The one who knows Cynthia, Rob. The one who knows Cynthia.
Uh-huh. Says, hello, Robert. Happy New Year to you, Elizabeth, and your families. Thanks to Dieter for reading my chat post about my wife and I working with his crush, Cynthia Rothrock. I didn't even think of having her on the show. Here's my cell phone number. Let's connect.
That should be the good news, Rob.
That's the good news.
The good news.
That's the good news.
Sounds great. Sounds great. But what is the bad news, Rob?
Brian Doyle, our man Brian Doyle,
the
says,
brother from Death Doyle? I think the brother from Death Doyle.
It might be the brother. Brian Doyle says, this is terrible.
Okay.
Are you ready? Is everyone ready?
Yeah.
The 7 4K disc has been postponed for a year. For a year, as the new date for delivery from that company I cannot mention in a super chat is now showing as the 30th of December, 2024.
Okay. I intersect immediately, Job. This is a placeholder. 30th December is always a placeholder in Amazon. They don't know when it will come out. This is always a placeholder release date that Amazon uses. 30th December, 31st December, that's always a placeholder. Because no movie is coming out on December 30th. This is a placeholder.
Well, December 30th was yesterday.
Yeah. They don't know the release date, Rob. They just don't know it. They just put out.
See, I thought it was coming out like in a week or two. I guess, okay.
No, there is no release date at the moment. Just that we know that it will come out. But this is, for me, Brian, this is just a placeholder release date, not really the release date.
By the way, is it 11:20 where you are now?
Yes, Rob. It is 11:20.
Because we can't end this show before Happy. We got to be
Yeah,
there.
Rob, but
Unless
we are approaching the 3-hour mark. Rob.
I mean, do you have something better to do in the next 40 minutes?
Not really. Not really.
I mean, I'm just saying we should.
Rob, we can do it here. My 2 lists. There's TV movies.
We can do that. I think we should. We can't let you go before the new year. But wait, we've got more. Okay, so we don't know when the 7. First of all, the What's in the Box disc might be the release of the year. People ask, what's your most? I love 7. I can't wait to see it. I can't wait to get that What's in the Box edition. Look at you drinking beer, man. Here, I'll match you. I've got. This is an old fashioned. Here we go. Knob Hill. By the way, these I was saying this last night. I don't usually drink pre-made cocktails. These On the Rocks premium cocktails are really good.
And you said this morning, it was for me this morning, observation. It was a Schnäppchen, Rob. It was a Schnäppchen.
$5. Normally these are $14 each.
Ooh.
$5. When I was buying dog food, walked by, checked out $5. I'm like, and when I brought this, the guy at the counter was like, dude, the guy checking me out was like, dude, these are like $5 now. I'm like, bruh, if I wasn't so damn poor.
You said it's a Schnäppchen, and he was, what?
Yeah, I did actually. I did say Schnäppchen, and he looked. I did say that, dude. You can't not. What? Wait. Okay, tell the folks at home, you saw translated in a movie the word Schnäppchen.
Yeah.
What was it?
I watched a Korean movie which would actually be featured on Let's Get Physical Media, but we didn't show the stuff that we gotten in the last 2 weeks. The new movie was Don Lee, Roundup. No way out. They said this the 3rd movie in the franchise, and there was a little deal about a used car, Rob. And in that deal about a used car, the German subtitle said, ein Schnäppchen. And I did show you the picture from the subtitling.
Speaking of which, we haven't got to. I do want to shout out to Kino Lorber. I mean, again, Kino Lorber, they send me everything. They put out Suspect Zero in 4K. Ben Kingsley is in this movie. Again, special features came from Paramount. 4K.
Is this already out yet, Rob? Or did you get it before the release?
I don't know. They send me usually before the release.
Okay.
Carrie-Anne Moss, Aaron Eckhart. In 4K, they sent this to me. So shout out to Kino. A couple things I did pick up that I haven't shown. The new Alfred Hitchcock collection, the 3rd Alfred Hitchcock collection in 4K. I just got this. Now, this is not, it's Rope, The Man Who Knew Too Much, Torn Curtain, Topaz, and Frenzy. Not classic Hitchcock. I don't know if they're going to do another set because I think this is all the Universal stuff. But hey, got this. Now, a shout out to 3 year-end action bangers from different studios. Again, of course, here's Face Off in 4K. You know what's really interesting? I think that, look at this.
Ooh, different cover. I only know the first one.
Good stuff. Now, my friend Dave Hargrove. Look, I didn't go for the steelbook. I mean, he hates this cover, but I did pick this up. I
actually quite like this one too, Rob.
I think it's interesting. So I got that. Great to have that on 4K. I love The Fugitive, and of course, even if it's a 2K upscale, doesn't look so good on your Oppo. I haven't even cracked this open. I just got it. Okay, Point Break. Yeah. Let's take a gander and see. Does this actually have?
No, it doesn't. It doesn't.
Oh, it doesn't?
Well, you don't need to open it. No.
God damn it.
It doesn't.
Well, I do need to open it, but special features. I love Point Break. Shout out to Catherine Bigelow. Hey, Disney, are you going to put out both Solaris and are we going to get a 4K of Strange Days, you fucking lame-ass goddamn your stock price is in the toilet studio? You know what? All you have to do is put out, I don't know, Fox movies on 4K and maybe you'll make some money, honey. Yeah. Actually, this isn't a Fox title, but
it was a Fox title.
Was it?
It was.
Oh, I guess it was. There
it
you
was
go.
A Fox title.
There you go. Okay.
It was.
All right. You're right, because it was on 20th Century Fox. Now, why is it Shout Factory? It doesn't belong to Fox anymore. Or maybe it does. I don't know. You know what else I got in 4K I love? The Wailing.
Pre-ordered, Rob.
This
It's
movie's
on its way.
great.
It's on its way. Yeah.
Although I
Korean
really
movie. Korean
why,
movie.
don't put Rotten Tomatoes on your goddamn O-rings. Why do they do that?
Perhaps it's just a sticker, Rob.
It is, and it's leaving right now. But I don't need. I mean, I understand, but anyone who's first of all, you're not gonna. First of all, who's this for? You're not gonna see it at Best Buy anymore. Just give me a great O-ring, man. Don't sully it with some Rotten Tomato score. And by the way, how many people reviewed this on Rotten Tomatoes? Like 4? This is actually a great movie.
Could be.
So anyway.
Perhaps one or two more. It's from Velgo USA, I believe.
Yeah, and again, let's shout out to, we haven't shouted out Welgo. Really nice O-ring with the matte finish. It's pretty great. They didn't have to do it, but they did. So shout out to them. As I take this off. So there you go. Look, I'm extending this because we're now we're 34 minutes away from your New Year, and we're not going to leave. I fucked it up.
I will do what I actually wanted to do.
Here it goes.
On Christmas Day, but my manager was shutting me down. No, we will not do a show, and nobody will watch your stupid lists about best of stuff. But since we are still on the air, I do it here. Because besides best releases of the year, considering physical media, I did 2 other lists. Best TV shows and best movies. The easier one was actually the best TV shows for me for this year. Honorable mention is, of course, I could only put it as an honorable mention because unlike I'm not part of the Access Media Chill Corporation like Rob is, I have to wait.
I am not a chill.
I have to wait for the last 2 episodes as the normal footfolk has to do. So just an honorable mention is, of course, for all mankind. Because even Rob said, come on, let's go out, adventure into space. Then he forgot to mention, oh, Dietz, you will die if you make a mistake. Then I said, Rob, it's boring here on Mars. I want to get home. Oh, it will cost you $100,000 to get back home. Now it's all, you have to be on time and budget. Rob, are you the Eli guy, the Daniel Stern guy? We have to be on time and budget.
Dude, I'm Dev, man. I'm Dev. And for all mankind, I can't believe, like, I was about to turn this show off when you said it's your honorable mention.
Rob, like I said, I haven't finished it. There are 2 episodes left. You have seen it completely.
I have.
It will probably be at number 1. It can only be an honorable mention because the show's not finished.
I will say this. Episodes. The last 2 episodes of For All Mankind are incredibly satisfying. And can I just say, do you know where I'm going on the 11th of January?
To London.
No. I'm going to a special screening of the final episode of For All Mankind with Ron Moore and Ren Schmidt talk about a redhead. She's 40 years old and delish. Wait, Elizabeth? No, she's not here. Margot Madison, right. Who I love. Free Margot. Justice for Sergei. I love the show, and I'm going to a special screening put on by Steve Frosty Collider. I can't wait. It's all going to be good.
Only the last episode, Rob, or the last 2?
No, it's the last episode.
Last episode.
Because they're gonna have a Q&A.
Nice.
Q&A.
I'm really looking forward to those last ones, and I can't imagine that the show will disappoint me. But I haven't seen it.
By the way, look at this. I fucked this up. Why did you put this sticker on the cover of this box? God damn it.
God damn it.
I hate you people.
Yeah, the stickers can be
fucking. I'm usually good at it. Oh, God.
Yeah. The next honorable mention. Only Murders in the Building, 3rd season.
By the way, I don't think that I'm not looking at super chats or tips. So if you want to send them in, I won't say no. If you have questions, comments, whatever, the tip link is down below, and of course, super chats work how they work. But go ahead, dear. I'm still trying to. I'm glad people can't see me trying to peel this sticker off this O-ring. It's really
Only Murders in the Building. Honorable mention. It's one of my favorite TV shows this year, and it was just a miniseries, but I had a great time with the Continental on Peacock or Amazon Prime in the rest of the world. I quite enjoyed it. I would buy it if it would get a physical media release. This was the honorable mentions considering the TV shows.
You keep going.
Now the top 10. The top 10 for the TV shows. Number 10, Woman of the Dead, the Netflix show. And Rob knows it probably better with the German name Totenfrau. So Woman of the Dead was one of my favorites this year, number 10. Number 9, which was probably, I think it was finished in the States last year, but Paramount Plus gotten a later start here, so I was not able to watch it last year. I had to finish it this year. So Tulsa King is number 9, considering for me best TV shows. Number 8, also from Paramount Plus, Special Ops Linus with Zoe Saldana. I thought was a great show, especially with the finale playing on Mallorca, which was a holiday place which I visit very often with my parents. So playing the climax in Mallorca was great. Special Ops Linus, number 8. Number 7, unfortunately, got cancelled. It left a little bit open, so we could have gone on, but it got cancelled. Unfortunately, even if HBO Max actually rescued the series. Number 7, Warrior, finished with season 3, unfortunately cancelled, but still one of my favorite TV shows of this year. Number 6, on Apple, Ted Lasso. A lot of people said they didn't stuck the landing. For me, they totally stuck the landing with Ted Lasso 3 because I teared up. Yes, the third season started a little bit weak, but the football club got together and pulled it together. So for me, it was just great. Position 5, best TV shows of the year, Poker Face with Natasha Lyonne. Totally loved. I always loved my murder mysteries, and this was great. The approach that she is always in the vicinity where the murder has already took place. So for me, number 5 is Poker Face TV shows.
So good.
Number 4, it's so good. On number 4 on Apple, Silo. Silo was one for me. Great dystopian future shows. Can't wait for the second season, even if the ending of the first season is already insanely great. So for me, if the show wouldn't go on, I actually could live with the ending of the first season. Number 3 spot, best TV shows of the year on Amazon Prime, Gen V. What a great spin-off.
So good.
Boys. Couldn't believe it, but they pulled it off. And now I can't wait for The Boys. When will The Boys air, Rob? Do you know any starting date?
It's probably pretty soon. To be honest, I am not sure.
Okay. But we will have a lookout for The Boys season 4. On position 2, my favorite TV shows of the year. It finished its run. For me, it stuck the landing 2. On Max was Barry with Bill Hader. Totally great. He, I think, even he directed.
He did. I mean, he's a really talented guy.
Yeah. And for me, to see someone we know mostly from doing comedy, doing something like this one, great show all around, I would buy actually a box set if they would release Barry as a complete.
Well, it is Max. You know, HBO does have a long history of releasing great stuff on disc.
Exactly. So, and at number 1, TV show of the year, Rob, have you an idea what could be at number 1?
The Bear.
TV show of the year. Actually, no, Rob. It is the one that your friend, the Critical Drinker, recommends too. Blue Samurai. On
Netflix, I haven't watched it yet. Okay.
The animated show. I don't know if you have watched the Critical Drinker's review about it, but I would suggest you watch it after seeing the show because he had a great time too. So my favorite TV show this year was actually an animated show, Blue Eye Samurai on Netflix. So then we get over to my favorite movies of the year, and no, Oppenheimer will not be on this list from my.
Of course not. You're not highbrow enough.
Exactly. For me, it's all about replay value, having fun. So, honorable mentions. We start with Suitable Flash from Joe Lynch. Totally had a blast with it. Great. We'll buy the Blu-ray as soon as it comes out.
Let's hear it for Heather Graham and Barbara Crampton.
Excellent.
Oh, yeah. Two ladies that have not lost their sex appeal. Oh, my. Barbara Crampton just had her 65th birthday.
Insane. That's insane.
And she is delish. Can I say that? She's been on this channel before, by the way.
Yeah, exactly. You interviewed it. I think it was
for the 400th show.
400. Yeah, exactly. We go on with the honorable mentions for 2023. 2 streaming movies which could get a physical media release. They're on Amazon Prime. Totally Killer and Dark Harvest. I thought both great, fun movies in the horror genre. The next one, I would actually put it in the top 10 list, but probably won't get a physical media release, so it only gets an honorable mention. The Killer with Michael Fassbender. I had a great time. Loved the movie.
Really well made.
So, really made way. The next honorable mention is one, Rob, that Des Doyle made us aware of. For me, an honorable mention is, of course, Lola this year.
So good.
So good.
So good. I would, you know what? Shout out to Des. He sent that to me. I would not have seen it otherwise. I wouldn't have known about it. What a great movie.
What a great movie. Lola, exactly. The next one, I normally don't pressure Rob into buying stuff, but I said, do it. Buy this movie. It's great. Honorable mention, Unwelcome. The great fairy tale movie with Hannah John Kamen.
Yep.
Totally had a blast with it. And it features Cormini. Mr. O'Brien from Star Trek is
great
in
creatures in that movie.
Yeah. The next one, honorable mention, probably only on Rob and my list. Perhaps on Rob's honorable mention list too. The Flash for this year.
I liked it. I mean, I didn't make a top 10 list, but I liked it. I don't apologize.
Honorable mention, Rob. Not top 10. Honorable mention. The next one I just saw 1 or 2 days ago. Saltburn from
Emerald. And by the way, that's available now. It's on Amazon.
Yeah.
So you can watch it.
There could be a chance we will get Saltburn as a physical media release. And Rob, what we are always about, do we have to see everything that is you can imagine? Well, somebody fuck in a grave I haven't seen. So now I'm pretty sure I can make a mark on my bucket list, you know.
I would have thought as a German you'd seen everything.
Yeah. Or cleaning the bathtub a different way, you know. You know. So Saltburn, honorable mention. The next one, Rob is probably in the same, parks his shuttlecraft in the same shuttle bay as myself. But perhaps if Rob would do a top 10, I could even see this movie being in his top 10, Holy Spider.
Oh my God, dude. Oh, you know, I have to tell you, I have to thank you for that. Yeah. You know, I bought Holy Spider. That was a film. It's based on a true story about something that happened in Iran. About a serial killer that decided to, an Islamic serial killer who decided to start killing prostitutes for being unclean. And it is a harrowing movie, and it's beautifully made, and it has a lot of and the shocking thing in the true story and that the movie delves into is that a lot of people thought he was correct, that these women deserve to die because it's an Islamic country. And if you are not Islamic, that means you're an infidel. And if you're not practicing what is in the Quran or the Hadiths, you are an infidel, so it doesn't matter what happens to you. And it is, dude, you told me about this movie. I went and bought it. It was so funny. Honestly, I didn't really know what it was about when you just told me about it.
It's always great, Rob.
Yeah, but when you ask Elizabeth, hey, I got this new movie.
Yeah.
We should watch this new movie. And now Elizabeth will watch anything, but movie's a little rough. It doesn't open well for the ladies. So, didn't know.
But total verisimilitude, Rob. You know?
Oh, my God. It's an incredible film. Incredible movie.
Yeah.
So good call. But hard to watch.
Yeah, hard to watch. just quite didn't make the top 10. The next one I just, even so, recently, I don't know if you have seen it, Rob. I watched Anatomy of a Fall, finally.
Oh, I loved it.
With Sandra Hüller. Yeah, totally. For me, this is how you do a great trial and be gripping, Not just some guy have a beef with someone else, Anatomy of a Fall. And for me, Rob, the performance of the young kid was, for me,
totally incredible. Yeah, it's a great movie.
So, Rob, I don't know about the other movies that are in the running, considering Best International Movie, but I would say Anatomy of a Fall is a big bet for making Best Academy Award for Best International.
You could be right.
Yeah. Just honorable mentions. For me, a double feature, which for me is totally of our times, considering social media. Influencer and Sissy, both are Shudder exclusive, but are available in Germany on Blu-ray.
Okay.
Only highly recommend them enough. Rob, if you have Shudder, Influencer and Sissy. Totally recommend. Go in blind. Influencer plays in Thailand, and Sissy is actually an Australian movie. Honorable mention. I had a great time with Renfield, with Nicolas Cage. Totally loved it. Great, 90-minute fun. Great. Unfortunately, not the big box office hit. And I showed it on the show. Polite Society, for me, was a great one, too. With a young girl wants to be a stunt woman, so just from the setting, it was great laughs. This was actually a movie where I was thinking, this should actually be a movie Disney should be doing, not Universal, but okay. Then just this last week, I finally saw it, Rob. The Eli Roth movie, Thanksgiving. I had a blast. For
Thanksgiving,
me, it's
white meat, dark meat, all will be carved.
Yeah. For me, it's actually easy to say, Rob, this is the best one Eli has done in his career.
Really? Just better than Hostel 2?
Yeah.
Come on, Hostel 2 rules.
Even if I...
Hostel 2?
even a big fan of the characters, but I had a blast with Thanksgiving. And as far as I heard, there is a sequel in the works already. Okay, finally, the top 10 of this year for me. Only at position 10 because I have only seen it once, and with the German dub, which always gets a point drop. Godzilla -1, of course.
Dude. At number 10?
Yeah, because I only have seen it once. Only
Germans,
have seen it once, and in
Jesus
German.
Christ, you Germans. Come on, man.
Yeah. But what can I... Movies get dubbed here, Rob. What can I do? Godzilla -1, only 10, but probably with more viewings, it will move up the list. Project 9, at number 9, the Korean movie, Project Wolf Hunting. What a blood-soaked good time for me this movie was. So great. Had a total blast with this movie. Project Wolf Hunting is number 9. Number 8, we talked about it, I believe, 3 weeks ago, is a double feature. Again, Speak No Evil and To Stay on Evil When Evil Lurks. I know people are upset about character.
Everybody loves this movie. Everyone keeps talking to me about Where Evil Lurks. I can't wait to see it.
Yeah. On Shudder, Rob. It is on Shudder if you want to watch it. But it will get.
But it is coming out on disc. Yes.
Yeah, exactly, Rob. It did get announced for a physical media release in the States, and of course, Rob has not seen it but knows all about it because he can help himself. Of course, Speak No Evil is the other one at position 8. At number 7, another double feature for me. Sisu, and of course, Blood and Gold on Netflix from Peter Torwart, the cult director who did what movie, Rob? Bang Boom Bang. Of course. So number 7 is Sisu and Blood and Gold. Number 6, it just fits with the number, and Rob promised us familiarity that doesn't suck. For me, is actually Scream 6. Because I love the franchise, and even if I love the franchise, Rob, with all the shenanigans that is going on now with the main actors, I actually would say let the franchise rest at the moment. Wait a few years. I know it's all about money. Let's keep the franchise going. But with Jenna Ortega doing Wednesday. She has no time to do the next stream. And for me, it was a nice conclusion with Scream 6. You couldn't have more nostalgia, member base at the end with the theater. So for me, even if I love the franchise, let it rest for a while, because I love the franchise so much, Rob. When the next stream comes out, I always think this will be it. This will be the stinker of the franchise. one has to be trash, but for me, even the third one, I still like. For me, it's the Mission Impossible franchise in the horror genre, considering the quality. Number 5 for me, Rob, is Dungeons and Dragons from this year. I totally had a blast with it, especially the second time, because after the second time, I finally understood what they did with the carriage. Because at the first, when I watched it for the first time, what are they doing with the mirror? And wait, what? Only when I watched it the second time, I finally understood it. So for me, Dungeons and Dragons, unfortunately, not a box office hit, but for me,
I loved it.
Considering the blockbusters this year, this was actually the most entertaining. The other one, I pushed on Rob, buy this movie, don't read about it. I loved it. The Elderly, on number 4 for me, which I don't want to give anything away. Spanish movie, totally had a blast with it, especially where it was going. Number 3, the Chinese movie, I don't know if you have bought it, Rob, Limbo, which is in black and white.
Right, you told me about this. I got to get this.
Yeah. The stylish murder investigation. Totally had a blast with this. Limbo. And it is, I think, in the States out from Cape Light as All Quiet on the Western Front is too in 4K.
By the way, the All Quiet on the Western Front disc is amazing. It looks incredible. Nice. And I just want to point out, you are a little over 12 minutes away from the new year, Dieter.
Okay. And I still have two last positions, Rob. Now I will be cheating again a little bit because I saw this movie in 2023, but it was released just at the end of 2022. And especially when I look back at the list, some are just those smaller movies. They normally get released at the festival circuit. So it takes some time, like stuff with Speak No Evil, to finally get released somewhere else. Or perhaps they don't even get a theatrical release. So these are just movies that I've seen this year. But for me, number 2, Rob, Puss in Boots. Couldn't believe how good Puss in Boots was.
Your number 2 movie is Puss in Boots?
Yes, exactly. Because I don't know.
That's why I love you, buddy. That's why you're on this show. Let me just say right now, if that wasn't the case.
Because I don't know what I can criticize about the movie. I don't know anything what I can criticize. It's funny, great ideas, and especially since it's a sequel from a mediocre spin-off. I love the animation style of it. I don't know what to criticize about the movie, Rob. Just don't know. And for me, I only saw it in 2023. Puss in Boots. And number 1, Rob can perhaps guess it. For me, is Talk to Me. Talk to Me is my favorite movie of 2023, considering we are doing YouTube. And if YouTubers getting to do that kind of a movie, for me as a horror fan, which almost contains everything, you have gore, you have creep, you have a great ending. They leave the mystery a little bit open about the hand. Please don't do a sequel. Yes, there will be a sequel probably because it was successful, but I actually don't want a sequel. So for me, Talk to Me is great. And Chris Luckman, the ball is in your court now. We have YouTubers who did a great first movie. So Shelby Oaks better be good, Chris. And as I heard, Chris told us, he is, I think, 90% finished with the movie. Some color correction here and there. But in general, his movie and the additional dialogue recording is done, as far as I know. And he will be going on the festival circuit with Shelby Oaks next year. I'm really looking forward to it. But Talk to Me, Chris, that's a high bar for me to climb. Rob?
Well, Dieter, we're now 10 minutes away from your new year, which I think we should stay on for.
So Dan? Rob, I will get a new one because this is empty. So
Well-
you take it over.
Okay. I just want to say that Dan Candy, once again, I want to thank all of you that watch the show for your support. And I guess I'm going to do a shameless plug. As all of you know, I've been working with writer Max Allen Collins, and we are going to do an audio drama of his 19-novel series about the detective Nathan Heller. Nathan Heller began his career as a Chicago PD officer in the early 30s. The last book that came out, Too Many Bullets, was in October. And Todd Stashwick, which, by the way, I think I should do this. I haven't opened this, but Todd Stashwick is playing the titular character, is playing Nathan Heller. And we've recorded, we're going to crowdfund the drama. We want to do an 8-hour audio drama based on the first 2 books of his series, and that deals with Frank Nitti. And the more money we can raise, the better the actors that we can get, because we have to pay SAG actors to do it. So if you believe in supporting something like that, it's going to be very cool. There's going to be a physical media component of it. I would appreciate it if you would tune in and help out and all of that. So Dieter, now that you're back, I think it's time to do an unboxing.
Okay. Yeah, this is the last time. That's the thing we could do, Rob. Unboxing.
It's an unboxing. Let me crack.
Are the movies in 4K in the set?
No, unfortunately, they did Strange New Worlds in 4K, but not Picard season 3 in 4K.
Yeah. I just was talking about the movies, Rob. Are the movies in 4K in the box set?
Oh, that's it. You know what? That is I would imagine maybe not.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But the Blu-rays are with the new transfer as well, I think.
Yes. So I'm opening this up. You slide it off as I do an unboxing. I'm going to take this off. So, okay, this is very interesting. So here's what it looks like when you open it up.
Okay.
Now this card, there's a card here.
A card. It's a block cube.
It is this is 9,206 of 11,750.
Okay.
Okay. So in case, here's
Can
what.
You imagine you would get the number 1,701.
I know, right? That would be the best. So here's what it looks like when you open it up. Now it's got this kind of a thing in it. You pop it open.
That's always great.
I'm popping it open. Now, like this is kind of cool.
Engage.
So that's what it looks like. And now you've got drink coasters, I think. As I pop them, I can't even get they're stuck in here. I don't know why. Well, first of all, let's see what's in here. So it says engage. First of all, let's deal with this book. This is a copy of The Wisdom of Picard, the book. Make It So on the back, a hardcover book. This is pretty dope. And it's by Greg Carter. There's an introduction, and it has Picard quotes. Remembrance and regrets, they too are a part of friendship. So that's pretty damn cool. Wisdom of Picard. Here's the Picard Legacy Collection. These are refrigerator magnets, I guess. So
Nice.
Of the various different lapel pins that Picard has worn over the years. That's clever. I like that. Good for you guys. Well done. So I'm going to put that back in. Now I'm going to, what do we got here? We've got, okay, these are, no wonder, so these are all Blu-ray. These are not 4K.
Okay.
So here is the Next Generation Movie Collection on Blu-ray. I mean, I guess it makes sense. And here is the complete series of Picard, which is pretty cool because the packaging is different in this than it is in other iterations of Picard. So that's kind of neat. Yeah. Different artwork. And I'll accept, I mean, for this, it makes sense because everything is in Blu-ray on the movies. I mean, I've got them in 4K. But again, I didn't get this because of the now here's the again it says engage, But this is interesting. Like the box set of Next Generation, it's seasons 5 through 7, and of course seasons 1 through 4. So they put different packaging in here, and of course, like they did, this kind of packaging is unbelievably fucking annoying. Yeah. But okay. And different colors than they had, but I'm happy to have this set because, my work is on it. So happy to have this box set, which is great. And the last thing, which I didn't pull up here, are the drink coasters, which, by the way they packed them, they're kind of damaged, but Chateau Picard drink coasters. But not the wine. Not the wine.
No,
sadly, no. This is wine light. There's no wine in here, which is kind of a bummer. But so there you go. And I'm going to put this right next to my Saturn Award. I didn't actually get a copy of the Saturn Awards we won for doing the box sets, but that's okay. All in all.
What do you mean by a copy of the Saturn Award?
Well, no, I have a Saturn Award for Free Enterprise, but we won 2 Saturn Awards for this box set, but I didn't get copies of the Saturn Awards. I don't have the actual awards, but we did win 2. So there you go. Dieter, it's 2.5 minutes until midnight.
2 minutes midnight, exactly right. So
here we are.
Fits with Iron Maiden, Rob. 2 minutes to midnight.
And 2 minutes to midnight. There you go. I've got my. Should I log into? Let's see, so we can do an official countdown. GMT clock. GMT. Atomic clock. There must be a way to the atomic clock. Sponsored. Where can you get to the atomic clock? Time. Time.gov. Let's go to time.gov. We're synchronizing. This is official U.S. time. So
Central European time.
So the coordinated universal time, it is now 2:58, 10, 12, 13, 14. I've got it. Wow, your clock is off by 0.011 of seconds. So I'm just going to say we're going to count this one down. I've got it all queued up for you, sir. We're at 1 minute 30 seconds until the new year for you, brah.
Mm-hmm. Exactly, 2024. Let's see what it holds for us.
And this is I've got this. This is the actual official atomic clock time. So we are coming down to the last minute for you in Saarbrücken, Deutschland, of 2023. Everybody, fill your glasses. You now have 60 seconds left. 59. And when I get to 10 seconds, we're going to count it down, Dieter.
Is this the Best Buy goodbye?
Absolutely. So we're 40 seconds away from the new year for you, and then we leave. It's been a pleasure streaming with you these past couple of years. Let me just thank you for your friendship, and this has been great. It's one of the highlights of my week, highlights of my year, has been streaming with you. We're now 25 seconds away from you. Everybody hoist their glass. Mr. Dieter Bastian is about to transition into the new year in Saarbrücken, Deutschland. Here we are. Ready? 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Boom!
Lift off.
Happy fucking New Year, Dieter! I don't know why. There we go. In the still of the night, I hear the Eureka scratching right near my front door. Happy New Year, sir. Yeah. Welcome to 2024.
You still have some hours to go.
I know, but here we are. You are now in the future, officially in a new year. Unbelievable. So thank you for... Oh, by the way, Dan Candy sends in a super chat. Dan says... Can Dieter do a tap dance, juggle, and sing the Catalina Magdalena Hoppensteiner Wallingdiner song? Can you do that?
No.
Come on, even a little bit? Give us a little bit? What is the Hoppensteiner Wallingdiner?
I'm not Michael Flatley.
Come on, you can't give us... Isn't that German? Hoppensteiner Wallingdiner song?
It probably is. I have to see it. What he actually wrote. If it's still here in the chat, if I can scroll. Can Dieter do a top 10 and sing the Magdalena Hoppensteiner Wallingdiner song?
I don't know what that is, dude. I mean, that's all about you.
I have to think about it too, Rob. What that song actually is. It could be only Magdalena, perhaps, but as we know, Rob, it's not my music. Exactly my music.
All right, I'm just saying. I mean, we don't want to disappoint the people that support this channel. I'm just saying.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But you can do something, Rob. Mark Spector's once. Rob, can you do the Phantom Zone, Rob?
The Phantom Zone.
The Phantom Zone.
Oh, yeah. I have to be like, hang on, I'll do the Phantom Zone. Both you and then one day your ass.
Great.
There you go. How's that? Was that a good Phantom Zone?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So people, thank you for your dedication, for being with us for another year. I hope you had a great time with Rob and my face off.
Look at that! I need one of those. And by the way, tell Patrick that was amazing.
This is yours, Rob. This is yours.
Dan Candy says it's the man with two brains drunk test. Oh, I haven't seen that movie since it came out.
Okay, that's
Matthew Good. I want to think that's the actual Matthew Good who played Ozymandias in The Watchmen, who, by the way, delivers a shattering performance in Tom Ford's A Single Man. I'm sure, Matthew, I don't mean to put you down. You're not the same guy, but I want to thank you for supporting the channel. He sends in a super sticker. Nice. And by the way, this is the first super sticker on our live stream, so thank you for that, Matthew Good. I don't mean to compare and contrast you with other Matthew Goods.
And I don't know if you can get that far back, Rob, because I just catch the end of your show this morning, and I think there were people saying you left some super chats out this morning.
I did?
I think so, but I could be wrong. I read some in the live chat saying there are some super chats.
I can look. Hang on. I will definitely endeavor to get those back. It's hard because that was a 5-hour stream, and to be honest,
for observations where
I had been drinking. I have not been drinking on the. I've been trying to cut down on the drunk aspects.
You have a Ben-Hur screening to go to later.
Not tonight. But Ben-Hur in my own house. I'm gonna fall asleep.
Yeah.
Let me see. 3 hours. Let me go back. I'm gonna go back.
Last
sure.
hour, perhaps.
Oh,
I don't know.
So okay. Scott Bartholomew, who was on the show, said his con.
Can you see, Rob, what you have read or not read?
Yeah, I can. Scott Bartholomew said his Khan the penultimate Trek villain. Thomas Logan says this is from the super. This was from last night. Dieter Bastian bought 6 Academy FYC screener copies of Maestro. He currently seeks a 7th copy. He wants to become Bradley Cooper as Leonard Bernstein.
Thomas, I will send you a WhatsApp about this. Unbelievable. Thomas Logan.
That's what Thomas Logan wanted to say.
Rob, tell me a little bit. Have you seen Maestro? I have not seen.
I have. I really liked it. I mean, I love classical music. I really liked what Bradley Cooper did. I thought the movie was great. The only problem is, I think and I'm going to make this old joke that I've been making, the fact that Lydia Tarr was not in the movie is very upsetting. It should have been a multiverse crossover. I know Lydia Tarr doesn't exist in our Leonard Bernstein universe, but in the movie Tarr, she studied under Leonard Bernstein, so it's clearly a multiversal thing. By the way, no one gets that joke, but anyway, Tar was my favorite movie of last year. I'm obsessed with the film. I really want to, maybe I can get, you know what we need to concentrate on next year? I think we need to try and get people like Cynthia Rothrock on the show.
Would be nice.
I want to get Brian Bosworth and Craig Baxley to come on. I want to get Cynthia Rothrock. We should try and not keep them for a long time, but we should find the actors that are in our favorite movies that are not necessarily everyone else's favorite movies and give them the credit they deserve to change it up.
Yeah.
Because I think that our show should evolve. It's 2024. And if we could get Cynthia Rothrock on this show, because the 1000th episode of Robservations is coming, I'll record it, and then we'll put that on the 1000th episode. But that would be a huge coup. But here's the thing.
Especially since she has her new movie coming out, which she crowdfunded, Rob.
Right. Well, now, see, I don't know Cynthia Rothrock. And the real question is, would you be able to turn on the charm and interview her? Would you be able to dazzle her with your German stylings? Would you be able to look her deeply in the eye and say, Cynthia, let me
would you have to go deep with the question, Rob?
Okay, don't say you're going to go deep with her. Don't start with that, because that would not be good. She'll be like, "Oh, really? We'll see about that."
Just to come up with good questions, Rob, that are not just for me standard question, you know.
No, we'll definitely bring her in and
I'm trying to follow your lead, Rob. You know, a little bit more specific question. You know.
Yes.
About her movies, this and that. You know.
Okay, good, because I think it'd be fun to have. You know, and
it could be a totally Rob separate show. It doesn't have to be perhaps titled "Let's Get Physical Media." You know, even if I would, of course, feature her movies on.
All right, but I'm just saying, it could up our profile. Yeah. We have 250 very loyal watchers of this show, but to be honest, our audience,
like I said, perhaps just quick half an hour. You know.
And for my hopes, I want to get Elliot Cohen on this show. Elliot Cohen doing, Criterion, talking. I love his voice. I want him to come on the show. I asked Heath, Serial at Midnight, to come on. His mom was having some health issues. He was taking care of her. There are some really great physical media people that we haven't collaborated with that I'd like to. Jeff, Films at Home, really like Jeff, and do more of that. So not to take away from us, but build that community. I feel like we should be the epicenter of the physical media universe, and we're not.
Ground zero. Yeah, ground zero.
We're not, though, man. I mean, we're an acquired taste.
Yeah, especially. But I think we balance each other out quite nicely. Yeah, I bring the trash.
We do.
The glass,
it's true.
It balances each other out.
We'll see.
Super chats, yeah.
What's that?
Have you done all super chats that you missed?
No, I haven't. Oh no, yes, I have. I believe I'm caught up with all the super chats. I know you probably want to go to bed. Do you have to work tomorrow? No, it's New Year's Day.
No, I have no. I have not.
I am doing it. John Campia wants to broadcast, so we're going to do a remote show. But yeah, so we're going to do a New Year's Day show on Monday. On Monday, yeah. Well, that's tomorrow. Yeah.
Nice one. Okay, so people, hopefully you have a good time with our face-off show. Slide nicely into 2024, even if I'm already in. But one thing that won't change in 2024 is, I'm saying, jede Person, die du triffst, hat eine Geschichte zu erzählen, die du noch zu hören hast. Alles, was du tun musst, ist zuhören.
Every person you meet has a story to tell that you have yet to hear. All you have to do is listen. And I do Want to give a profound thanks to my friend and compatriot, Mr. Dieter Bastian, for being a great co-host and for being a great guy. And I want to thank you, Dieter, for everything we've done together. This crazy cockamamie show. We've done 135 episodes of it, maybe more.
Bringing me on this adventure. Bringing me on this great.
I really appreciate it. I hope your mom is still watching, even though she doesn't speak English. It's been a lot of fun.
She would like to watch the show, and then she gets bummed out that she can't follow it.
Well, it's a great time, and I want to thank you for being here, and thank everybody out there. Tom Jr. Jackson, Lord Toth, everyone who moderates this show. I don't know if Justin Toner is in here today. I haven't looked, not because I'm not looking for Justin Toner. I just don't know.
No, I don't think I've seen him, Rob, in the live chat. I don't think so.
And I want to thank everybody for watching. I mean, our great moderating staff is great, and you guys are great. And hey, Tom Jr., I wouldn't have even known Kino Lorber put Columbo out had he not sent me the DVD set. And now it's on Blu-ray. And I want to thank all the sponsors and everybody that's helped us out. So thank you very much. George Feltenstein at Warner Archive. I want to thank Matt at Kino Lorber Publicity. Thank you very much. You guys are great. And I want to thank, Second Sight. I'm still going to buy your shit. But if you want to send me... and by the way, when I say I'm going to buy your shit, that doesn't mean it's shit. I think I want to give a profound thanks to whether it's Synapse, 101 Films, 88 Films, Umbrella, Imprint, Indicator, Criterion, Kino Lorber. Did I say Second Sight?
Turbine, Play On.
Turbine, Play On, a Cape Light. I mean, all of the great boutique physical media companies, they are going to carry us forward because the studios are not going to do it. The studios are out of the physical media world, which is unfortunate because Disney is sitting on their Fox catalog. And I don't think they'll license out, hey, by the way, where's David Pryor's The Empty Man? Second Sight, get on that. You know why they can't? Because Disney won't license it to them. The Roy Lee produced Barbarian. Where is that? I'd love to get a Barbarian disc. Not happening. Why? Because some douchebag from Wall Street decided, we shouldn't look, Disney, if you're not going to put out, if you don't want to admit you own The Empty Man, or hey, one of my most eagerly awaited 4K releases is Taylor Hackford, who's, by the way, married to Dame Helen Mirren. Give it to me. I want Blood In, Blood Out in 4K. Where is it? It's unbelievable. Is that a Fox movie, Rob? No, it's Disney. It was Disney.
It's Disney.
It's a Hollywood Pictures film. Not Hollywood Touchstone, but Hollywood. Yeah. It is unconscionable that these studios, part of the reason they're not protecting their own legacy, a studio's value is in its library. And Disney has buried these films. Buried these movies. I don't know why. I mean, it's license Zardoz to say. I would love if Arrow got Zardoz, or something. And it's just, give me a break, man. Come on. Yeah. We got to get physical media. Well, Dieter, I will let you go. Happy New Year. It's a holiday day. Do you get New Year's Day off, or is that a holiday?
Yeah, I get New Year's. Tomorrow I have a free day. Tomorrow.
Are you going to watch movies or play video games? What are you going to do?
Yeah, perhaps a little bit of both, because I'm working my way through Resident Evil 4, the add-on, the Separate Ways, where I just can play with Ada. I've started a little bit of that, and perhaps movies, but I haven't decided which movie I will watch tomorrow. We'll see. There's a lot of stuff to choose from, Rob, which I haven't seen.
It is true. Well, let me just check super chats.
Just quick, Rob. Considering my list, like I asked you, some stuff I just haven't seen, so I couldn't make the list. Killers of the Flower Moon I haven't seen. Rob, have you seen The Holdovers? I heard great.
Yes, it's great. It's great.
It's great.
It's great.
That movie I will watch tomorrow.
By the way, Matthew Good, he's disappointed. He's disappointed. He says he was waiting for you to turn into a pumpkin at midnight.
At midnight. Pumpkinhead is coming. To 4K.
It's true. And again, I want to thank everybody. By the way, I got to once again throw up this, not throw up like, but throw up this piece of artwork. I love this piece of artwork. I wish it was 16 by 9. Beggars can't be choosers. I'm sorry. Yeah. But Dieter, I want to wear, look at that Tron leather. I mean, my God, it makes me, people are like, Rob, somebody said on Instagram, I posted this on Instagram, they're like, you should grow the beard again. It makes you look tough. Come on, man. I don't need a beard to look tough. I'll fuck you up.
Look how slim I am, Rob. And I'm always happy that you said, wait, Dieter, I cut you off at the middle. I cut you off. Don't worry about it.
Come on, man. Look how good you look in that. I know. By the way, this we did a photo shoot for this, clearly.
Yeah.
I mean, we did. I mean, you're looking good, buddy. Yeah. We should go to a Berlin sex club dressed like this.
Got totally Tron vibes, and you more like an Agent Smith from Matrix, a little bit, the leather stuff.
I look like Sean. When Cortez went to the New World, he burned his ships. I look like Marco Ramius. That's a terrible Sean Connery impression. I'm no actor. I'm just saying, love this artwork.
So, we got 2 great artworks, Rob, this week. 2 great artworks.
Look at that! The face, fantastic. I didn't get where I got to get. Patrick's living room.
It's now Rob Patrick's basement. Just Patrick's basement. He did change the title.
Base. Okay.
Basement.
All right. Well, I think then we can say to everybody, be seeing you in prisoner fashion. We will see you in the new year. Hopefully, I think 2024 is going to. 2023 was an incredible physical media year. I think 2024 might even be bigger. Maybe Paramount will release Chinatown. Maybe Disney will start doing the Fox Library in 4K. Sony, it's their 100th anniversary. Columbia, 100th anniversary. We know we're getting another box set. Their 4th with Starman. We'll see.
Yeah. And I will put my best releases of the year 10 in the comment section later.
Nice. All right, well, on that note,